What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the show. I'm so pumped for this episode. Are you pumped, Jason?
Yeah, man.
You guys ready to get pumped? Because don't you know, we got to pump it up. Because we're talking about The Substance from 2024. I'm Dusty Lane.
I'm Jason Mitchell.
And we are the Cinebytes. Pump it up.
Hello?
I came for you. We have such sights to show you.
It was an excellent day for an exorcism.
I said, I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm just gonna bash your brains in.
I want to play a game.
What's the boogeyman?
As a matter of fact, it was. This is God.
We all go a little mad sometimes. Haven't you?
But sometimes that is better.
Welcome back to Oblivion, everyone. As mentioned up top, we are talking about The Substance from 2024.
Yes.
Written and directed by Coralie Farge, who did Revenge in 2017, which I have not seen yet, but I hear
Revenge.
it is a pretty fucking epic rape revenge movie that, I mean, it'll make you feel icky, which it's supposed to, but I hear, as far as rape revenge movies go, that's a pretty damn good one. So I want to circle back around and check that out.
Yeah, we actually watched this one. I say me and my wife. It was a good one, though. Kind of surprised that, dude, it's not the same. It doesn't look the same to me, like from the same director, I don't think. I think maybe the movies are really different, but
Right.
that was just my take. Yeah, if you want to feel fucking icky,
Yeah.
stick around for the next hour.
Yeah, dude. With this one in particular, buddy, this fucking movie goes places.
Yeah.
This is a working title films production, also in association with Blacksmith and A Good Story, distributed by Mubi in North America and the UK and Metropolitan Film Export in France. Rating of R, of course. We got boobies and butts all over this movie. We got blood all over this movie and some of the nastiest fucking body horror you've ever seen.
I'm really surprised we got stuck with an R, to be honest with you. It kind of...
It crosses the line.
Dude,
there's
yeah.
there's full frontal fucking Demi Moore and Margaret Qualley and fucking
dude.
like...
I'm not even saying because of that. Like, the
but you don't
nudity,
expect
but-
it because, like, in today's, in this day and age, you don't get that in movies. Like, yes,
Right.
there's a ton of boobs all over everything. Sometimes you get, some butt here and there, some dude butt every once in a while.
Right.
Every great once in a while, there's a wang dangling in there.
Your favorite.
but like, from the bottom down for a female, I feel like is a little more rare.
Right.
Runtime of 141 minutes, almost 2.5 hours on this one. But I didn't ever feel bored. There's something happening. There's not a wasted fucking scene in this movie.
No, it's great. I mean, it took forever to take fucking notes because it was long, but if I didn't have to pause and rewind just to like really
Right.
take it all in,
Right.
it wouldn't have felt long at all. It's
Yeah.
really, really well done.
When you're taking notes for a movie, there's no way for it not to feel long. Because
Right,
it fucking
that's what I was
it
getting
takes
at.
like twice or 3 times as long to take
Right.
notes for a movie than to just watch it. But we're set in Hollywood for this one, Los Angeles. And in a nutshell, an aging celebrity wants a new me, but she doesn't see it coming when instead she gets 2 me's.
Man, she should have just read the note a little better because it was pretty straightforward.
What, the "it changed my life" thing?
No, the like what's going to happen when you do this.
Oh. Wait, which note are you referring
The substance note, like the instructions.
to? Oh,
That's like explaining what's about to happen.
gotcha.
And I mean, I guess maybe a bit literal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
That's where you have to like really fucking dial in and make a decision.
it
Like, what am I
fucking
doing
said.
here?
It said what it was going to do.
Yeah.
You know?
But you know what? She is going through a very fucking difficult time in her life. She's, struggling trying to cope with some things. This movie is a very stylish and kind of heartbreaking look, I think, at harsh societal standards
Mhm.
that we hold ourselves to sort of unnecessarily and how they oppress and discard people, especially those in industries like this, but honestly in general. And by extension, it hurts regular folks who are forced to hold themselves to those same standards as celebrities, which is dumb and unfair.
Right.
But this applies in a particularly cruel way to women. And this is a movie made in a very feminist mindset.
Right.
Our cast here, we've got Demi Moore, who I haven't seen in a minute, but she's fucking 60 years old playing a 50-year-old in this movie. Mm-hmm. And it's funny to me that this is the person that we're casting aside. Like, it's fucking Demi Moore, dude.
I kind of said, like, she's a fantastic actor for this actress for this not to fuck with her.
I feel like people just say actor for male or female anymore.
Right. Okay. I mean, just not taking the role personal, I guess. You know what I mean? From an outside view.
Sure. I mean, she's at a stage in her life, too, where she's sort of, entering the twilight, I guess, as it were. She's 63 currently. Mm-hmm. But I mean, she's always been someone who has, been in the magazines all over the place, like all throughout, whether she was like relevant career-wise in the moment or not. Because like back in the 80s, 90s, she was huge.
Right.
But even since then, she's stayed relevant in some way because for a while, she's fucking dating Ashton Kutcher, who was like, I was going to say like half her age. It's not quite true. I think he was 27 and she was like around, I don't know, late 30s or so, or early 40s or something like that.
It was looked at like that. You know what I mean? Like he was the young guy going for the cougar.
Right. And then what happened eventually? He did fucking cheat on her. He cashed her in for a new model. You know what I mean? Which is fucked up. But yeah, I don't know. We'll get into all this. There's so much fucking subtext in this movie for us to explore. Margaret Qualley is in here as Sue, who I hadn't seen in anything before this. I think this is the movie that kind of, for me at least, brought her to, put her on the map, I guess.
Right.
We've got Dennis Quaid giving a fucking all-timer performance here as Harvey, dude. He's so over the top in this.
Right.
Edward Hamilton Clark as Fred, who I think gets a fucking raw deal in this movie, man. He's such a nice dude.
I've seen it coming from a fucking mile away, though.
Yeah, and he, too, gets discarded by someone who has been discarded, which is extra fucked up.
I knew it was coming as soon as he popped into the movie. I was like, oh, he's going to have his little heart broken.
We've got a Cinebytes alum here, Gore Abrams, who played Paul in Hell House LLC as Oliver, the neighbor across the hall. We've got Oscar Lesage playing Troy, the motorcycle dude, the one night stand that Sue brings home. Mm-hmm. And then Hugo Diego Garcia playing Diego, who is Sue's boyfriend toward the end of the movie here.
Right.
Cinematography in this by Benjamin Crassoon, I assume that is how you pronounce that. Music by Rafferty, which I had never heard of before, but I'm fucking intrigued by. It's like, is it?
I don't know, so I was asking.
Oh, yeah, I have no idea. I've never heard.
I didn't check into it, but this one almost kind of felt like how, oh my God, what was the movie that we watched? That's dramatic.
Opus.
Opus. Remember how Opus had like a soundtrack from a band that's like not really like, I didn't know if maybe it was something like that. Like, hey,
possibly
created for the movie. Does this group do other stuff, or are they made for the movie?
Right. I'm not familiar.
Felt opusy.
This is a French movie, so there's a lot of, I'd never heard of Benjamin Crassoon, Rafferty. Special effects by Pierre-Olivier Persine. So a lot of people that I'm personally not, like, it's not regular names you see.
Right.
But taglines for this movie, a bunch of lines from The Substance people, basically. Have you ever dreamt of a better version of yourself? You are one.
It feels so Euro, like, never felt for a better version of yourself.
Yeah.
It's like it's a commercial.
Right. Also, you can't escape from yourself, and then you only better in every way.
So I got a couple interesting things here, too. So this movie used a shit ton of fake blood, dude. Mm-hmm. Shit ton.
Yeah, it's on the top 10 list.
Yeah, roughly 36,000. I thought that was nuts, man. I had to look it up again. Minimal CGI for the intense practical effects driven scenes that we see too,
which is fantastic.
Right. They did a good job because you can tell I didn't notice a bunch of CGI all over this fucking movie at all.
Yeah.
Not only that, I thought this was fucking crazy. Dennis Quaid took over the role. That was supposed to be Ray Liotta.
Oh, shit. You know that?
And he was originally cast, but he passed away before filming. But Ray Liotta is thanked in the credits still.
Damn.
Could you fucking imagine?
If it was Ray Liotta?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like Dennis Quaid and Ray Liotta, it's fucking 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. They would have played the exact same character.
Right. I could just, I'm fucking big Ray Liotta fan, so.
Yeah. He's a good fella.
Them fucking shrimp, man.
Dude, yeah, we'll get into it. So I wanted to start with a little background here. This was a very personal and intimate experience for Farge. Writing this film in her 40s when she started to have dark and negative thoughts about her relevance and appearance. She described the process of making this film as a way to confront and release this internalized violence tied to societal expectations about women's bodies and aging, using body horror as a weapon against it. And this is a really good exploration and expose of all that emotionally. A lot of frustration in the way we treat ourselves and each other. We know it's bad for us, but we're trapped in the this is the way it has to be mindset. But why? You know what I mean? It's just because that's what people have deemed acceptable.
Right.
I thought it was interesting that we don't get any backstory on our characters here very intentionally, and instead, color is used a lot in this movie to evoke emotion and represent things like Elizabeth's yellow jacket before everything goes down, making her seem ultra powerful and at the top of her game. Meanwhile, Sue's pink leotard and everything else it's just pink all over, signifying her femininity. The ultimate representation of the perfect woman in almost a doll-like quality. Like, even her name, Sue, was chosen because when you say it, your mouth makes a little kissy face. Sue. So there's also something you'll notice where whenever there's a woman who's kind of past her prime, used up, washed up, represented as unimportant or irrelevant in some way, she's got the same very subdued dark blue color on, which is exactly the opposite of the exciting, vibrant pink that, you know, like you should be if you want us to want you. So there's going to be a lot to get into here. The use of Demi Moore in the cast, like we said, obviously she's a very, very beautiful woman, even in her 60s. But because she's not young and hot and fresh, we're supposed to consider her a second-rate celebrity, which couldn't be further from the truth. Like we said, she's remained relevant, you know, even after all this time. So great call on that casting choice, I think. But like I said, there's a lot to dig into, so I think we should just fucking get after it.
Cool.
We start with this egg on a blue counter injected with like some fucking reanimator juice, and it has birth to another little egg yolk inside it. There's no sound yet. And when the music does fade in, we get a top-down montage on the Hollywood Walk of Fame of workers making a star for Elizabeth Sparkle.
Right.
And we cut to her. We're still in this same shot, by the way. We don't cut away from this angle. She is now standing there, Elizabeth is, standing on her own star, getting the paparazzi treatment. Over here, we love you, Elizabeth, all this shit.
It's like the life of the star, I would say, is kind of how I took it, you know?
Yeah.
They build it up, they pour the fucking concrete, everything gets nice. We got the reveal.
Uh-huh.
We have her on the star for the reveal, everybody kind of pawing at her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then as we kind of see and how we feel her life, her star starts to fade. Less and less people are there watching.
Yeah.
The fucking seasons start to change.
That's what I found really interesting because, like, yeah, people start taking pics with the star, like, oh my God, it's Elizabeth Sparkle's star,
it's
look.
new, because it's hot.
Exactly. And then eventually there's less and less attention. There's, like, leaves blowing across it to show the changing of seasons, which is symbolic both, you know, it's the life of, you know, her career, essentially.
Mm-hmm. It's her career and it's her age.
Yeah.
It's her life, you know.
Right. And to represent that aging, we see enough time pass that a crack forms in the star. And then as people walk across it, people start to become indifferent about it. Like, oh, they see the star, but they're like, who cares? And they just keep walking past. Snow starts to fucking, like, blow over which it does not fucking snow in LA.
Every once in a while.
But I thought that was, like, signifying the winter of her career. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kind of along with the worth of her life.
Yeah, like she getting old,
which
she's
is
washed. Like the people aren't remembering her anymore because she ain't relevant anymore. She's,
and it's fucked up and sad, dude. This is a heartbreaking, like, just opening to a movie. You get the vibe that this entire thing is going to show us.
Fucking show business, dude. Everybody fucking knows.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody knows about the warnings.
Right.
Don't go out to LA. It's gonna chew you up. It's gonna spit you out, kid.
Mm-hmm.
And it's fucking true, dude. It's show business. It's fucking ruthless. It's for money.
Right.
You know?
I like this dude that walks by and drops a hamburger on it, and he does a shit job trying to clean it up.
That's fucked, dude. Yeah, the ketchup all over the place. I'm like, that's fucking rude, man.
We finally zoom into the star as upbeat music starts to play, and we cut to Elizabeth leading an aerobics video, or episode of her show, and she keeps on saying, "You got it," which is kind of her catchphrase. Very positive and upbeat. This is all very 80s, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Intentionally, because, like, this is the old style, and we'll see what happens when they bring in the new. There's a handful of other women in leotards aerobicizing with her, and this is Sparkle Your Life with Elizabeth is the name of the show. It's very Suzanne Summers, Kathy Ireland, or fucking Richard Simmons, I guess.
Yeah, I definitely would have watched it as a kid.
Sweating to the oldies, indeed. But can I ask what the purpose of all of these fucking leg warmer things are? Like, that sounds like a stupid question, I know. The answer's in the title. But all they do is, like, pool around your ankles? I must be missing something, because I don't think I quite grasp what purpose they could really be serving. Are your ankles specifically really that cold?
No, I think they're like sweatbands, aren't they? They're soaking up all the fucking sweat while you're working out.
But they're like loose. They're not like a sweatband is tight on your like on your wrist or on your head to like catch the sweat. But this doesn't. I don't know. It just they're like floppy little fucking sleeve things. I don't know. I don't get it.
Stupid 80s trends, huh?
But Elizabeth is trying to motivate everybody. Keep thinking about those bikini bods. Do you want to look like a giant jellyfish on the beach? Remember that line for the end. She's very animated and into this, winking at the camera, doing little poses and stuff. She's definitely a show person. But importantly, she keeps on saying, you got it. Very positive and encouraging. Remember that because that tone fucking changes. She ends the workout, hope I see you next week. She says that they're working on lateral abs, which is the most difficult part to sculpt. But in the meantime, take care of yourself. Mm-hmm. And she blows a kiss at the camera. Again, I wish she kept that mindset. Things would have ended up better for her if she took care of herself in the right way. When she blows this kiss, the studio lights go down, and it gives us a much more realistic camera angle and perspective off to the side. She's still posing, and she finally lets it go, and the whole studio is abuzz with activity. People are resetting for the next filming. And she takes a towel and a water and starts to walk back to, presumably, the locker room to change. And when she opens these two double doors into a hallway, I was immediately washed over with nostalgia, because this hall is orange as fuck. There are two huge posters on the walls of a shot of Elizabeth in the same pose, but like almost mirrored, wearing the same leotard and belt combination, but in different colors, maybe representing the two sides she'll show later. But I was hit right in the face with this fucking carpet, man. Shining City.
Oh, yeah.
It's not exactly the carpet from The Shining, but the vibe is incredibly similar.
I feel like it's just a different color. Like the pattern looks the same.
It's a different pattern, it's a different color scheme, but like just that basic type of carpeting, I was like, dude, I was taken right the fuck back there. Right. She walks past a shit ton of posters on the walls. There are probably like 10 to 14 of these things with her in various poses and outfits. And as she walks, coworkers are passing by, and each one's very brightly saying, happy birthday. And she's like, oh, thank you. If I can kiss my ass, kiss your ass, kiss his ass.
Yeah, all these posters are like, you can tell they're from over the years too, as she's walking, getting closer to the bathroom where she's headed right now. She's going like back in time almost, which, every time you get hit with a happy birthday, you get another poster shot of it next to her, and it's a little bit older. You know, it's all on purpose.
Yeah, but everybody wants her to have the best day. We love you, Elizabeth. Yay. But then when she walks up to the women's restroom, she sees it's out of order. So she turns around to see across the hallway the men's room. Dun, dun, dun.
It's another one of those things, man. She's getting old enough she can't hold it. Fucking got to go into the men's.
Yeah, she stares it down for a minute, deciding whether she wants to risk it or not. But like, yeah, she just turned 50. She just got done with a workout and drank a bunch of water. This woman needs to go.
Right. And then we immediately walk into another call out to The Shining.
Yeah.
This bathroom is all shining all day.
Oh, yeah, dude. Fucking, like, it pulled out of a universe parallel to that movie for sure. Bright red floor, same color stall doors, trim on the sinks, and then just stark white tiled walls and pristine sinks, which, what men's room are you walking into that looks that perfect?
That white and red,
But yeah, dude, it reminded me exactly of that fucking bathroom Grady cleans Jack up in, for sure. She goes in and barely closes one of the stall doors when Dennis Quaid, fucking the producer here, Harvey, bursts through the door wearing it looked like a snakeskin suit and a cowboy boots, screaming into his cell phone, I don't care if we have to see every fucking young girl in this fucking town in the next few weeks. I'll make it simple. We need her young. And he walks right up to the camera. It was a fantastic choice here. We realize, when we're looking into the bathroom at first, she walks in and we just think we're, from a random spot.
Right.
He walks in and we find out we're looking from the perspective of one of the urinals, because he walks straight across the room right up to the camera. And as he's yelling at whatever poor casting director he's talking to, his face is smashed right up against the camera to where we can only see the bottom half of his face in an ultra fucking close up.
Yeah. Fucking gross, man.
Yeah, dude. I hate, like, through the first few scenes that we see him in, we basically only see the bottom of his face. And it's gross.
He looks nasty, yeah.
Yeah. But he's basically saying, yeah, we need someone young and hot, and we need him now because this Elizabeth bitch just turned 50 years old. How she's been able to stick around this long is the mystery to me. We need to kick her to the curb and replace her. She's expired, over the hill, past her prime, old news, get her the fuck out.
Yeah, fucking damn.
And she's in the stall listening to this whole thing.
Right.
Poor woman. The guy on the phone mentioned something about her having won an Oscar, but this dude doesn't fucking care. He's like, whoa, was that back in the 30s for King Kong? And he says he doesn't give a shit what they promised her, but here's where I noticed he's having some trouble peeing here.
He definitely is, yeah.
He's clearly older than she is. That kind of stuff happens too, man. Like, what's good for the goose isn't necessarily good for the gander here. You know, he's struggling with his age as well, but it doesn't matter. In his position, he's not fucking threatened.
Yeah, it's all on purpose for sure, man.
Yeah. He goes, this is network TV, not a fucking charity. Find me someone new. He finishes up pissing and turns to walk out of the bathroom without washing his hands, by the way.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And he mentions that a woman's fertility starts to decrease at age 25, and he ribs whoever he's talking to. How old is Jennifer? You better get busy. Dude is so loud and brash and grating.
Right. I mean, shit, dude, I think he's supposed to, like, portray just a normal Hollywood guy.
Yeah, your typical fucking sleaze bag that, you know, it's all about the fucking top dollar.
Yeah.
You know, whatever else doesn't matter. They have to fucking replace whoever's not getting the ratings and, you know, whatever. Like you said, it's fucking dog eat dog out there.
Stay out of La La Land.
But now that he's left, Elizabeth thinks it's safe to come out. And when she does, she just stares at herself in the mirror for a while, lamenting what she's lost, which doesn't look like much of anything. Again, she's still gorgeous.
Dude, I swear they start fucking with the mirrors later because she's got some shots later where she keeps peering into the mirror. And each time she looks back, I'm like, oh. like they're doing something to her with makeup, you know?
Yeah. Here's where we get a fucking big Elizabeth card on the screen. Boom, it's just her name all huge. And there's this like deep resonating bass thud. We cut to these nasty close-ups of Harvey. He's eating fucking peel and eat shrimp or crawfish or something.
Bro, gross.
Yeah, he's talking with his mouth full about people loving to watch people fart on screen. He's just fucking nasty. He's got a fly on the back of his neck. Food's falling out of his mouth. He's waving his hands around, flinging fucking fish juice everywhere.
Yeah, I'm a puke, man. I rewatched this scene like 2 or 3 times because I thought that maybe he was saying something important here, but I was so distracted by the fucking gross ass eating.
Yeah, what's important is that we're supposed to get that he's gross inside and out.
Right.
He doesn't give a fuck about getting shit all over his face, all over the table. There's fucking shells all over. And he doesn't care about the nasty shit that he's saying either because he's telling Elizabeth, oh, hey.
He's not really saying any. He's like talking in circles.
Well, yeah, he's saying some we got empty bullshit about how people like watching farts.
Yeah, it's just kind of how it is. People like what they like, you know?
Yeah.
He's talking in circles.
Right. But he says, c'est la vie, people are just people. I have to give the people what they want to keep the shareholders happy, and people always ask for something new, specifically.
Wrong, Harvey. We want boobs, and we like all boobs, thanks.
New boobs, old boobs.
Yes. Especially Demi's boobs.
Big boobs, small boobs. And I guess it wasn't a snakeskin suit he was wearing, by the way. More of a paisley, maybe. Kind of a floral print. But, importantly, because he's gross, he sneaks a peek at the waitress's ass behind him, which, granted, her skirt is way too short. I don't think this is even a restaurant.
Ugly.
No, but this is supposed to be like the commissary at the studio, dude.
Yeah, no, there's
no fucking way she would be dressed like that. Come on. It's not Twin Peaks. This isn't Hooters.
She works on tips, Dusty.
I'm sure she does. But he mentions renewal is inevitable, and at 50, it stops. Whatever it is. And she asks him what stops, and he struggles to answer for a minute, waving his disgusting food-covered hands all over the place. And that's when he gets saved by the bell. Another dude walks into the place, and he sees his opportunity to bail on the conversation. He goes, George! Oh, I'm sorry, I gotta run, Elizabeth. And he picks up his phone from the table with his grubby fucking muck-covered hands and runs, leaving a couple of huge plates of this shrimp laying there for her to stare at. He's gotten so much bullshit all over the table, stains and shells and shit. Fucking poor busboy.
Just pick up the whole fucking tablecloth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. To complete the Shining homage, Harvey yells with this guy about the great ratings and throws a hand on his back. You know, that hand that he still hasn't washed. Shining reference number 3, just like Jack patting Grady's back with a handful of Advocat. But then they walk off, leaving Elizabeth at the table, watching the fly that was on the back of his neck drown in a glass of wine. That's when we get some nice shots of palm trees in the sunset as she drives home for the night. And there's another cool shot of her in the rearview mirror, and she drives past a billboard of her just as 2 workers are up there ripping her face down.
Right.
And that distraction is enough to keep her from noticing the huge fucking truck hauling ass toward her, and it fucking T-bones her in the driver's side. flipping her car several times and totaling the car.
Yeah, dude, holy shit. I mean, this scene was shot fantastic because I was like fucking, turning my face like, damn, fucking bad car wreck, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Don't like that.
But incredibly, miraculously, in the next scene, we see her feet dangling from an exam table.
And she's totally fine.
Yeah,
right?
Nothing, there's not a single fucking broken bone.
Like, yeah, fucking right, dude.
There's no way. There's fucking like
I want to talk about this later.
The speed that he hit he hit her car, he fucking T-boned her, like I said, right in the driver door.
Right.
She's getting fucking legs crushed. She's gonna be fucked up for a while.
She would have had at least a cut on her fucking face or something.
Yeah.
That scene was bad. Her car rolled like 4 fucking times.
Yeah, and before we started recording, you brought up an interesting theory that hadn't occurred to me. I thought the rules of this universe just were what they were, and we're dealing with what we're dealing with. But we'll talk about it. We'll circle back around. Yeah, we see her feet dangling from an exam table. They take extra care to show the blisters on the backs of her heels from the fancy shoes she's got to wear all the time.
Right.
And the doctor tells her they've x-rayed her whole body, not so much as a cracked molar, so you're good to go.
Like, damn. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Funny as well that there's a super hot male nurse in here. He's like a Ken doll, like pristine, like he's not even real. Right. Rubbing it in more that she's old and decrepit, you know?
Hey, happy birthday.
Yeah. Yeah, the doc mentions she's not on any medication, but he stops to tell her his wife is a huge fan. No response from her. She's just slumped over on the table, totally given up on life after having the worst fucking day. Fired in the rudest way possible. Terrible car accident. What an awful fucking birthday.
Terrible.
And he starts to wish her a happy birthday after noticing it on her chart. But as soon as he starts to say it, she starts to cry. So he's like, I got an emergency on my pager. I got to take this. Have a good, bye.
Yep. Speaking of that, I'm outie.
He storms off, leaving her alone with this male nurse, and she starts to get up from the table, but he stops her with a hand on her shoulder, kind of pulls her back, and we get a close-up of that hand, and it's got this huge port wine stain birthmark on it.
Mm-hmm.
Keep that in mind. He tells her, hang on, there's just one more exam to perform.
Fucking what?
Yeah.
I was like, hey, buddy.
Yeah, exactly.
What are you doing?
There's one spot we haven't checked yet. Let me just pull up my tool here.
Right.
No. Then she gasps when he rips the back of her gown open, exposing her spine, and he checks it out, specifically the spine. He listens to her with a stethoscope for a minute, pinches around a little bit. She's like, is there a problem? And he goes, no, it's perfect. You're a good candidate. I'm sorry? A good candidate for what?
I mean, you're good to go.
Yeah.
Oh, nothing.
Yeah, he gives her, importantly, he hands her her jacket, that bright yellow jacket. Another focus on that birthmark. I wish you the best. And we get a really cool corner angle into the room with a fisheye lens, almost from the perspective of like a security camera.
Mm-hmm.
And she walks outside and puts a hand in her jacket pocket. And that's when she notices homeboy slipped something into her jacket, and she takes it out, and it's just a USB drive that says the substance all huge on it.
Yeah, dude. Fucking phone number.
Yeah, wrapped in a paper with a note from him that says, it changed my life.
Must be from Pretty Boy.
Mm-hmm. There's a number on the back of it, like you said, and she's contemplating all this when she's jolted back to reality by a guy yelling, oh my God, Lizzie?
Oh,
Lizzie
yeah.
Sparkle?
Oh, Freddie from 10th grade homeroom.
Yeah, it's the guy from fucking back in school. He goes, you look great, you haven't changed a bit. Now listen, at first we might assume this dude's a creep, but I believe his intentions are pure. We never get anything indicating that Fred has, anything malicious in mind.
No, it's like Fred was just an average guy, evidently.
Yeah.
That they seemed like they must have went and like grew up out here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And stuck around in LA.
Right. So she went on, got super fucking famous, and he was just, probably like an IT guy or
yeah,
something.
a dentist maybe. I don't know,
Right.
something goofy like that.
So
but
it's totally hey, bumped into, holy fuck.
Yeah.
I actually know you.
Mhm.
That happens out in LA. You
Yeah, right.
you run into fucking famous people.
Yeah, exactly. Who knew?
Yeah.
But he's truly excited to see someone from his past, especially someone that made something of herself. He goes, you're still the most beautiful girl in the whole wide world.
Oh.
Fucking sweet Fred. Take him home and fuck him, Elizabeth.
Whoa.
And she's like, yeah, right. But he mentions he's followed her career, and he says, wow. He asks her if she wants to go for a drink and reconnect sometime, and she starts to think of a reason to say no. But he's like, oh, stupid me, you must be so busy. And she's like, well, no, give me your card, which is something he doesn't have.
Right.
But he does pull out a fucking paper with his medical results on it to write his number down on. Come on, dude.
That seems strange, but the stranger part was he dropped it in the puddle.
Yeah, man.
And then didn't write her a new one. He just gave her a shitty, muddy piece of paper.
A nasty puddle, too. Yeah, it's a fucking, like, it's straight mud.
And you know she's
And there's,
bougie.
like, a cigarette butt floating around in it and shit.
Like, she's bougie. She ain't gonna put that in her fucking pocket.
Right, dude.
Know? Like,
but
he pretty much was starting off bad here, buddy.
Yeah. He says, don't look at my cholesterol levels. But yeah, he hands it to her, soaking wet and muddy, and then he throws her line back at her. Now you've got it. Ha ha.
Nice.
He walks away, and we cut to her in her fucking huge, amazing, lavish apartment in the Hollywood Hills, filmed only in the reflection of this huge picture of herself on the wall at first, which is a little tasteless, I think. I don't want a huge picture of me in my house. I'd rather have basically anything else, I think.
I don't know, dude. Tony Montana had a big picture of himself.
Yeah, I know, but that's stupid. We see her staring out the window just contemplating her life, and we get a shot of some roses on the table from the studio with a note. Thank you for all these years with us. You were amazing.
How depressing. Yeah.
Specifically were. I think it's interesting that we focus on the flowers for a minute because that's another thing that's considered very beautiful when they're fresh, but then they quickly lose that beauty when they're cut because they wilt and die and wither away just like she's doing.
Right.
The apartment is fucking insane though, dude. Absolutely breathtaking view of LA. It almost looks as though it's like looking out over a sea instead of a concrete jungle. Huge ass skylights in this place. Like there's basically no ceiling, just fucking sky.
Right.
And that's where I noticed the color scheme. Every wall in this place is basically the same color as her suit, which is this somber blue tone. The furniture all matches along with the lamp on the table. And then the carpet is like a blush color, kind of a fuchsia pinkish. Blue and pink will be battling for the rest of this movie.
Right.
And it's important to note because pink is the color of femininity, blue is what we're going to suggest as something entering a more subdued stage of its life. Like she's been shrouded in at this point. Like she's being kicked to the curb, not useful to the studio anymore, just waiting to die.
Right.
And there's a great close-up of the shot "were" on that note with the flowers. She walks over to the TV and sticks that substance USB drive into it, and this thing fires right up. Have you ever dreamt of a better version of yourself? Yes. Younger, more beautiful, more perfect? Yes, yes, yes. And then the electronic music starts to bump.
That's what I was saying. Like a fucking car commercial.
Yeah. He says one
new Volvo.
He says one single injection unlocks your DNA, starting a new cellular division that will release another version of yourself.
See, that's what I was talking about. If she would have been paying attention,
yeah,
it fucking literally.
Right.
I guess it's in the fine print. Nobody reads the fine print at the end.
She's not listening to the fucking fine print. Yeah. He goes, this is the substance. And during this, we get close-ups under a microscope of cells dividing. He explains, you are the matrix. Everything comes from you. Everything is you. There's a set of hands ripping a ball of Play-Doh in half, and it rolls one half into a nice, pristine ball, and the other half he leaves all lumpy and fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
They got the voice on the video says, simply a better version of yourself. 1 week for one week for the other, a perfect balance of 7 days each. The one and only thing not to forget, you are one. You can't escape from yourself. And the hands clap that fucking Play-Doh back together, and it cuts to static. And we see her walking away into her beautiful, perfect kitchen, somewhat reminiscent of the bathroom earlier, actually.
That didn't sound like a good idea to me.
No.
But I feel like Elizabeth knows better, too.
Yeah. But, again, she's not thinking clearly. She's in a very emotional and vulnerable place right now. Oh, my God, I'm being fucking, excommunicated, basically.
She fucking had the right gut instinct because she throws it in the fucking trash,
Yeah.
But goes directly to the bar. I'm like, oh, damn it. Why you even throw it away? Now you're just going to dig it out later.
Well, I like even the scene of her just throwing something into the trash can. Like, we see it fall to the bottom as the camera is, like, under the garbage can, as if it has a glass bottom. Like,
right.
Even that shot is artfully done. Like,
right.
It's pretty amazing. The only other two things in it, by the way, are tissues from her crying and a banana peel.
Yeah. Fuck.
But I only mention that because, the shots in this are so fucking good. Like, I can't imagine, like, we cut to a close-up of a dirty martini next with an olive in it, which she stabs, drains the glass, and then puts it down next to a fucking collection of other martini glasses.
Yeah, ooh. You ever drank martinis, dude?
I have.
Yeah, oh. You know how you're feeling after 4 fucking martinis?
Too many martinis.
Yeah, it doesn't take many. Oh, man.
Yeah. She's sitting alone at this very, again, Shining-esque bar, kind of like the Gold Ballroom. She's wearing a dress now that the back is completely open on, revealing an aging, imperfect back.
Yeah, dude. Some good makeup, some good lighting here to make it look kind of, like you said, like an aging.
Yeah.
Because, her back don't look like that. They did some shit.
There was some touch-up and post going on, for sure. But she eats her olive and watches a couple at the corner of the bar pawing at each other, missing when someone wanted to paw at her,
Right.
We cut back to her at home, puking into the toilet. She's fucked up. There's a close-up of that huge picture of her out in the living room, and we keep getting shots of that because it's important. It's extremely important in this fucking movie. It comes back in a great way at the end.
Mm-hmm.
But she walks across the bathroom to look at herself in the mirror. She splashes her face with water, and between that and the retching, her mascara is starting to run, and as she's looking at herself, she's somewhere between the Joker and the Crow here. But we cut back out to her living room where she's admiring all of her awards she's won over the years, and they're all sitting next to this personalized snow globe with her name on it that she shakes up, watches a bunch of gold flakes dance around a feminine figure inside, and as she watches it, we hear what's in her head, which is her thinking back to the time when the paparazzi were fawning over her, snapping pictures. Now all she's got fawning over her is fucking Fred.
Right. Yeah, the snow globe just gives her flashbacks, I guess, like you said, right?
Right, yeah. And that's when she loses it and launches this fucking snow globe across the room directly into her. She fucking snipes herself right in the eye.
Right.
Nails that picture of herself in the right eye. Sick, dude. You missed your calling. You should have been a pro softball player. But we cut to her digging that substance USB back out of the trash. She's fucking had it now. And she calls the number and says, another voice on the other end just says, yes.
Yeah.
She goes, hello, I'd like to order. And she's a little hesitant about it, understandably. She's done no research and no information was given on that stupid video.
There's a little bit.
But not. You're not fucking being clear. This is false advertising, dude. Tell me exactly what's going to fucking happen.
She needed more.
Yeah.
But like I said, she didn't even read what was fucking there.
Right. She just asks, he asks for her address and tells her to write down a different address that he gives her, which is 35 North Byron Alley. And then he just hangs up on her. She writes the number down on her hand, and then we cut to her waking up the next morning, still in her blue dress. Apparently she was plastered. Fucking don't drink and shop, kids.
Right. Yeah. Time for a hangover shower.
Yeah. And I hope that she wrote that address on something else first, because if not, it fucking has to be gone now after a shower, dude.
I kind of was thinking that, especially because it was on her palm.
Yeah.
It wasn't like your palm's touching your whole body if you're washing yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, not only that.
You're washing your palm the whole time.
Exactly. And then everything you grab is going to be it's going to be rubbed off a little bit from anything that you're doing. So yeah.
Must have been a quick shower.
We cut to a couple very artsy shots of a couple Alka-Seltzer tabs being dropped into a glass of water to help her hangover, which is another old person thing to do. Who the fuck uses Alka-Seltzer anymore? Plop, plop, fizz, fizz, bitch.
Yeah, no thanks.
We see her sitting at her little breakfast nook overlooking the hills while her housekeeper in the other room vacuums, which that's got to be torture. Hey, can you shut the fuck up?
Yeah, got a hangover.
Ow!
Yeah, it's fucking... She's checking out the newspaper, and of course there's a casting call for her own fucking spot again,
Well, I want to mention something about the housekeeper real quick. She's a large woman. She has a very lowly station in life. But she's also wearing that same blue color under a beige sweater. Very boring and monotonous.
Oh.
Nobody cares about her. She's, a second-rate citizen, basically. Almost subhuman. But Elizabeth, grabs the paper to read it, starts looking at the jobs available inside, and she notices an article for a casting call. Who will be the next Elizabeth Sparkle? Which is something fucked up we do in society, too. Who will be the next whoever?
Right.
Who's going to be the next Madonna? Who's going to be the next J-Lo? Fuck, whoever it is. Why are we looking for the next something? Why can't we look for the next somebody who is their self?
Have we come to the end of that? There will never be another T Swift. She's just
I fucking hope not.
She's larger than life.
Right. But the article mentions they're looking for youthful, vivacious, high-energy women to be part of a new TV show, female, ages 18 to 30 only. Auditions at the studio this Friday. Dress to impress. Well, fuck me, that didn't take long.
Vivacious. What the fuck does that mean?
Vibrant.
Okay.
Upbeat, plucky.
Sounds fancy.
Yeah.
The substance.
Vivacious.
Oh.
The score starts to intensify. She loses her cool, crumples up that paper and throws it on the floor. And I just imagine the housekeeper looking at her like, bitch, I am standing right here. You're just going to throw shit right on the floor in front of me for you to pick up for you? Fuck off.
Put your plate in the sink at least.
Right. She goes through her mail and tosses a few things aside, continues rifling through until she finds an envelope with the same yellow symbol on it that she saw in the Substance video.
Fuck yeah, dude, that was quick.
Dun, dun, dun. What's this?
Got a little number on her, little card in there, man.
I thought it was interesting that the material of this envelope is like black plastic, almost like garbage bag material. And when she rips it inside, yeah, there's just this white card that has a huge number 503, all in big black letters.
I thought it was like, I didn't realize it's like a fucking key card for a hotel or something, you know?
Yeah, it looks like one for sure. That's when she remembers the address she wrote down on her hand, and we cut to her walking very determinedly down the street. The score ramps up to this intense fever pitch, and while she walks through this super unsavory part of town...
You know, I was wondering... Did you think she was going to pick up in a very nice part of town or a very bad part of town?
I did. I wasn't sure what to expect, but I don't think it was walking into the fucking hood, dude. She's like on Skid Row down here, man.
Yeah. And what's up with the weird fucking halfy garage door?
Dude, that's fucked
wide.
Up. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's that wide, and yeah, like just a couple of feet, and then it doesn't fucking open all the way.
I get that it's stuck, like maybe it's fucked up, and maybe that's on purpose, but I've never seen the fucking... It's a door as wide as a normal door in your house for like your bedroom, but it's a fucking garage door.
Yeah. I don't like it's
sketch. It's like in a very strange price. It just doesn't. I don't know.
Yeah. So she's walking through this alley. There's graffiti all over the place and broken down cars and shit. That's where we see like where the address is leading us. There's a tiny, like you said, corrugated steel door. Literally tucked into a corner beneath a stairwell. Like, it looks like it's gonna fucking open up into Narnia or some shit.
Like, what the fuck?
But she stands there staring at it for a minute, and honestly, I can't even believe she came this far. And I'm floored that she isn't running for the hills now, but she creeps toward this fucking scary-ass door until she sees a rather new and clean-looking device on the wall with, what do you know, that same yellow Substance symbol. So she swipes the card to get into it, and the door only opens like less than halfway. Which is fucked up because it forces this old woman, you know, that's over the hill to get down on her knees, basically.
Right.
But, I mean, don't forget she was also a fitness instructor, so good thing.
Right.
So she ducks under it, goes inside like a fucking lunatic. No way, dude. I'm not going in there. I've seen too many of these.
Dude, and now inside of that door is a super narrow, dark...
Scary fucking hallway, yeah.
Like, you can't even walk proper in it. You have to, like, sideways scoot.
Yeah.
But it's crazy when she acts. Right away, I'm like... She ain't going through there.
Yeah.
This is kind of grapey, dude. This is like, you're going down to, you are in LA. Like,
right.
No fucking way. But she fucking scoots down through that shit, and then it's like, boom, doctor's office almost. Like
It's weird that this dark, dingy hallway opens up into this pristine, white, brightly lit room.
Right. Super small room, but just a weird, future-looking fucking...
Yeah.
All it's Matrix shit, dude.
Right, yeah, exactly. Importantly, yes. That's a great point.
Oh.
Yeah, right. And there's just a bunch of lockers in this room. She finds the number that corresponds with her card, and there's just a huge cardboard box in it with the same number printed all big on the side. And we're on a straight-on shot of this, and then it cuts, without that box moving, basically, to her apartment, and now the box is on her coffee table.
Right.
She sits there staring at it with this huge picture of her, you know, looming behind her, and then when she opens it, there's one of those, like, styrofoam sheets on top with the number 1. Step 1, that is. She takes it off, and there's a bag underneath that has the word activator printed all huge on top. And below that is a little toolkit. It's got some medical scissors, a syringe, a little vial of fucking basically the serum from Reanimator.
Or the secret of the ooze, dude.
Yeah, dude. Bright green, almost glowing. And that is the activator reference, that liquid. Everything in... It's like in a nice little tray that she turns over to see a sticker that says single use, discard after use. Okay, you got it.
Mm-hmm.
And under that is a sheet telling her this is step 2. Another bag says stabilizer, and the word, like inside is a weird little kit, like a different kind of syringe and segmented containers numbered 1 through 7 for each day of the week. So fucking, I don't know where we're going with this yet. Let's fucking move on. The camera zooms in on 2 words. Much smaller than stabilizer, and it says other self. Oh shit. There's a third step as well that just says switch. There's a long coiled up medical tube inside, and then at the bottom of the box, there are 2 segmented bags. One of them says food matrix, and the other says food other self. Both with pouches of some weird beige liquid numbered 1 through 7 again. Finally, a set of instructions that tell her you activate only once, you stabilize every day, you switch every 7 days without exception.
That's dramatic.
Remember, you are one. So she sits there staring at all this shit for a little bit, trying to figure out what to make of it. And then we cut to a nice shot of the palm tree swaying in the breeze. And then, bam, naked Demi Moore in the bathroom.
Yeah. Again, I think there's some makeup here because her butt don't look too good right here.
It's a little saggy, which, I mean, that might just be her real butt. Like, she's 63, dog.
I don't think so, dude.
Maybe not. I don't know.
Dusty, I know you've seen striptease.
Yeah, but that was in the 90s, dog.
Her butt looks the same, and you will not convince me otherwise.
No. This is the entire point. Bodies age. People get old and die. It's a thing. But she's standing there butt-ass naked, staring at herself in the mirror. That's when I realized, oh shit, another Shining connection. The naked old lady in the bathtub, right? Another scene from a classic horror movie that basically depicts, hey, here's this hot young nude woman standing here for Jack Torrance to enjoy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then what does it turn into? A nasty, rotting old woman body that nobody wants. And we're supposed to be reversing that process here. Like, Demi Moore is in any way nasty, okay.
Right.
But she hangs out with her saggy butt and blemishes on her belly, fucking nipples hanging a little bit, you know. And then in her head, she hears that voice again. You are the Matrix. Everything comes from you and everything is you. This is simply a better version of yourself. And that's enough to convince her. She fills the syringe with the reanimator reagent, injects it into her arm after using the rubber strap to make a nice little tourniquet.
God, it's all very unsettling.
Yeah.
They get some really good shots. They do that. I mean, everything starts getting gross. But yeah, starting here, man. The close-up shots of this shit when the needle is like, it's not even about the needle being long, but the needle being like big and hollow.
Right.
And the fucking, oh God, it just.
Yeah. Skeeves you out a little bit?
A little bit, dude. Like,
Do you like shy away from shots and getting blood drawn and shit at the doctor's office?
I mean, it's kind of changed recently, but yeah, in general, I'm like, I don't know, the tattoos never bothered me.
Right. But if you're getting blood drawn, like, you don't want to look at it.
No, I fucking, like, I need to lay down.
Yeah.
I'll ask, hey, you got a table? They're like, oh, yeah, and I don't fucking look.
Yeah. Something, like, it used to bother me a little bit, but, like, these days, if I ever have to, like, get blood drawn or a shot or anything, I'm always, like, looking right at it, like, hey, let's see what this fucking does.
Nope, don't want to fucking see that. And then it's weird, because I want the gory movies.
Mm-hmm.
Probably don't want to see it in real life.
Right.
Oh, I'm going to pass out.
Yeah. So, speaking of passing out, she stands there waiting for something to happen, but gets frustrated because nothing seems to happen at first. So she heaves a big sigh and starts to walk away, but as soon as she does, her vision starts to blur, and she goes down fucking hard, hitting that tile like a ton of bricks.
Mm-hmm.
She fucking screams and convulses on the floor for a little bit. Was not expecting Demi Moore full frontal here, but we get a little bush going on as she rolls around on the cold tile.
Nice.
Oh, we didn't get a yes. I was fully expecting that. The music fades out, but rhythmically pulses as her eyes become bloodshot, and she stares, like her back starts to contort. She's like a mogwai that just got some fucking water dumped on it.
Yeah, she's squirming around and shit, man.
We see a close-up of her eye as her pupil starts to separate and become two, and then travels out of her eye somewhere into her body. And that's right when, like, along her spine, her skin just starts to fucking rip open.
Yeah, her back splits. Oh, God.
Yeah. There looks to be just more spine and back skin underneath, and that's when we cut back to her eye, where, holy fuck me, a whole other eye, a blue one, pushes her normal green one aside, and they battle for space inside her eyelid for a minute.
Yeah, weird.
That's when we start to see a fucking leg start to poke out of her back slit. And then we fucking take a journey inside where it's just flashing lights and colors and jittery music until we settle on a classic, like, cartoon heart shape, and it's on fire.
Dude, this reminded me of the Willy Wonka boat ride.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's no way of knowing exactly where we're going.
Is it raining? Is it snowing?
Is a hurricane blowing? Yeah, fucking Hurricane Sue's about to come in, bitch.
So, essentially, this is just being born again, I think, is what I took it as, you know?
Basically, yeah. And there's some, like, mother-daughter resentment thing happening a little later in the movie, like, especially after the balance starts to be, you know, mishandled.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we cut back out to the bathroom. The sound is totally muffled, and the perspective we're in rolls over to see Elizabeth laying in a heap on the floor, her back split down the middle, bunch of blood and nasty juice all over the place.
Her fucking shell's laying there, dude.
Yeah, this new person lifts up a perfect hand, and with blurry vision and labored breathing, finally stands up and goes to look at herself in the mirror. And it's not Demi Moore anymore. Not Elizabeth, you know. Now it's Margaret Qualley. and it's still the mind of Elizabeth, ? But this girl is about 25 years younger, perky tits, a more lithe figure, And those tits are prosthetic, by the way. Margaret Qualley isn't quite that well endowed. They gave her fake boobs.
Oh. I remember being like, damn.
Yeah, no, she was a dancer. She did, had a ballet background. Usually those people are not endowed in that way. But I thought it was an amazing job on the prosthetics. I couldn't tell a single bit.
I was like, fucking, gee, I don't know. I guess now that you say something, almost too perfect, weren't they?
Yeah. It wasn't until I looked into the background and behind the scenes info on the movie that I learned they were not her real boobs, but they sure looked real as fuck. She studies herself in the mirror for a while, looking at her pale blue eyes that look to also have some of that greenish gold activator coursing through them. That's when she steps back, flips her hair, and kind of just, she's doing different poses and admiring herself. That butt ain't saggy no more. She got a nice toned butt for a skinny little thing.
Yeah, dude. It's like she's got a new car,
Right. The camera starts to pan down her body, showing that same birthmark on her stomach. And it keeps going down until we get a little bit of trimmed bush, but then psych! Oh, it pans back up. We can't go too low now.
Oh.
She plays with her hair for a little while and then looks back down at the apparent corpse, ? Of Elizabeth, completely lifeless on the floor. That's when she suddenly throws up a bunch of green shit. And then she grabs a skin sewing needle and thread and starts to stitch her original body's back up.
Yeah, dude. Gotta fucking sew your back up.
Dude, great special effects work. Every pull of the thread through the skin made me cringe, for sure.
Yeah, dude, super gross. Kind of reminds me of Leatherface and the fucking masks, you know? There's throwbacks to all kinds of shit.
Oh, yeah, there's some TCM stuff at the very end of this movie I want to point out, too. She finishes the job, goes to get one of those food bags for the Matrix. Okay, I see. So she's got to feed the body that's not in use with one of these bags during the week that it's not in use.
Right.
And she's got one for each body while it's dormant, but this is the one for the Matrix, for the original Elizabeth.
Mm-hmm.
We watch as it travels down the tube and into Elizabeth's body, and as soon as it hits her, she lets out a little groan.
Like, it's almost like her body starts to breathe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, hey, you need to hook this up right the fuck away.
Yeah. And then the new entity needs to take a minute, so she just goes to sit on the tub for a minute and take a breather as well.
And so, yeah, let me sit the fuck down, too. Jesus Christ,
Yeah.
man, that shit was fucking nuts.
We cut to her in bed, but her eyes are wide, fucking unable to sleep, and I can't blame her because what in the actual fuck is happening?
Yeah, she was excited for the next shower scene,
right.
as was I.
Yeah, another quick shot of the palm tree outside, and now back to new Elizabeth in the shower, much perkier boobies this time, but the exact shot with her making the same motions and everything. It's showing us that this is indeed the same person. It's the identical scene all over again, just with different skin now.
Yeah, and these shots are cool because it keeps happening throughout the movie, and it's this above camera shot in the shower.
Mm-hmm.
But the shower, the way it's set up is there's like no way out. It's just a single, there's no door. It's just all tile wall.
Right.
It's a really cool shot though, because it progresses and changes, and
it's never quite the same. There's always a different vibe in the shower. Like this is just, fucking a regular, trying to fucking refresh sort of a thing.
Right.
Later it gets more into it gets darker and darker essentially. And there's a point, I like how you said there's kind of no way out, because there's a scene later that kind of represents the perpetual nature of, the cycle of this happening.
Right.
We cut outside the shower to see original Elizabeth still lying in the exact same spot on the floor with the bag next to her. At least put a fucking towel under her or something, dude. Take care of yourself, right? Which she's not already. And we get the gratuitous shower shot panning down her body to her perfect ass once again. And then we cut to her in a robe staring at herself in the mirror, and she goes, "Hello." And she starts reacting to a ringing in her ears. An intense fucking headache all of a sudden, and her nose starts bleeding into the sink. That's when she remembers, fuck, I gotta stabilize.
Right.
She opens up the medicine cabinet to pull out the other bag that tells her again, you stabilize every day.
Man, this is a big needle.
That's a huge fucking needle. Yeah, that one's scary.
Right.
She opens the bag and inspects it, pulling out the big-ass needle. She puts that on the syringe and then pushes it into original Elizabeth's back and extracts this entire vial full of fucking spinal fluid.
That's clear fucking...
Yeah. She snaps off one of the compartments and puts it into an emergency EpiPen-looking thing and injects it into her leg. And the moment she does, it's all good, baby. Her eye refocuses and she's fine again.
Right.
She opens the trash can to toss in the empty vial, and we cut back to the living room where Margaret Qualley is showing a little bit of her former ballet life, stretching on the floor in front of that huge picture of Elizabeth, which now looks like a fucking cyborg because she smashed the one eye out.
Yeah, dude, I think, they keep showing these scenes here with this old giant picture here, but now she's in her new body and stretching in front of it, kind of showing, the transformation that's just happened.
Yeah, this picture of Elizabeth on the wall becomes a character in this movie in its own right.
Right.
And this is interesting imagery, too, because we're set on a shot of that picture, right? But then every few seconds, Margaret Qualley pops into the frame, covering the picture with her own face from our perspective. So it's suggesting there's a duality here, sort of a doppelganger in spirit a la Jekyll and Hyde,
Mm-hmm.
But as she gets that brand new top shelf body all limbered up, that's when she looks over to see that article in the trash, the one advertising looking for the new Elizabeth Sparkle, and she's like, well, fuck that. I am Elizabeth Sparkle. So we cut to her in that same vibrant yellow coat, walking down the street past the palm trees on her way to the audition. But then she walks past a shop window, which is where we see, importantly, a yellow Hummer in the background parked on the street, which comes back a few times. That, I believe, belongs to that male nurse.
Ah.
But in the shop window, we also see this, stylish pink leotard that she stops and stares at for a minute and kind of makes the decision like, yeah, baby, that's all me.
Right.
She grabs it. That's when we cut to the casting directors auditioning another girl, and they're completely stone-faced watching her dance. She finishes up, and the one guy puts on a big smile. All right, thanks. We'll let you know by next week. And she's like, oh my goodness, thank you so much. I'm just dying to get the part.
Mm-hmm.
But notice, she's wearing that blue color again.
Right.
She walks out, and apparently it didn't go as well as she thought. The guys think she's a great dancer, but too bad her boobs are in the middle of her face instead of that nose. Damn, dude.
Yeah, Jesus. Harvey's buddies, huh?
Yeah. They call for the next audition, and in walks Elizabeth in the new body, wearing that pink leotard from the shop window. And the dude's like, looks like everything sure is in the right place this time. Please say your name, age, measurements. And just got to get just right?
Mm-hmm.
We cut through this action figure reveal montage, showing a different part of her body with each shot until we arrive at her face, which is all made up perfectly. And she says, I'm Sue. And that's where we see her mouth form into that kissy face when she says it. Then the tape rewinds and it plays over and over again. I'm Sue. I'm Sue. I'm Sue. And then we see her standing in Harvey's office watching this happen on 50 TVs on the wall.
Right.
That's when Harvey walks briskly down the hallway screaming, where is she?
Fucking watch out. Here comes Mr. Pervert.
Yeah. He steps into the office with a few other dudes in suits, which none of them look nearly as fancy as his, of course. But that's when we get another title card that just says Sue in big pink letters. We cut back to Harvey walking into the room. He looks like he's staring into the eyes of God, man, completely blown away by this heavenly creature that's just been laid at his feet. And as he walks toward her, she kind of bites her lip a little, and he grabs her hand and spins her 3 times, saying, what a gorgeous little angel. He sits her down, his goons sit down, and his nasty face lights a fucking cigarette to talk some business. There's another cool little brief montage.
Right.
As soon as we come out the other side of that, he says, you're hired.
Yeah, yep, didn't take much, man.
Yeah, she giggles all bright-eyed, and he goes, we want a show that's just like you, beautiful and happy. People want to be happy. We air in 2 weeks, so let's get to work. And he tells her to finish sorting out the details with his assistant, but then he starts stammering because he can't remember her fucking name. Because she's yeah, she's a more plain woman, nothing exceptional. She's also in that blue color. So, because she's nothing exceptional, why should he bother remembering her fucking name? She pipes in and tells him it's Isabella, and he fucking starts to make fun of her for daring to be a woman who informs him of anything. He tells her, fuck that, your name is too long, we're gonna call you Cindy, it's better. Fuck you, dude, how about you call me by my preferred fucking name, Cletus? That's what I'm gonna call you now, I like that better, bitch.
Why don't you just use Bella? It's a lot easier than saying Cindy. He's just being a dick.
Yeah, or just call her what she wants to be fucking called. Period. But before they wrap this up, she tells him that she has one small caveat in the form of a scheduling issue because she's got to be out of town every other week to take care of her sick mother, which is very true in a way. Elizabeth is the mother of Sue. Fucking birthed her right out of her back, for fuck's sake.
Ew.
And she has to make sure she's switching every week or else. And as she tells him this, you can see him getting visibly pissed off. And he takes a hit of his cigarette and kind of side-eyes the camera, walks around to the front of the desk with a very curt tone. He wiggles a finger at her and says, I want you for this show, and we'll work around any mother, brother, fucking sick puppy you have, then you need to take care of.
Sick, dude. That's not typical boss at all.
I mean, yeah, but it's for his own purposes is the point. It's not because he's willing to work with her. It's because he sees her as this prize that he wants for his project. Therefore, they'll fucking make it happen one way or another. This is what I want.
Right.
And he walks back around, gives her one last glance. Gorgeous with a pure heart. People are going to love that. And he stubs out his cigarette as we now cut to her walking back down the street, all dolled up in the sunshine with her vibrant sneakers and jacket, tennis skirt swaying, sunglasses on, carrying a duffel bag. Fucking dudes checking her out all over the place. Music's pumping again. She's just fucking feeling herself.
Yeah. Called it the Billboard fashion shoot stabilizer montage.
Yeah. She has a little photo shoot here. She's stabilizing one more time. And this, we cut to her standing in her living room. And now there's a huge fucking billboard, like right outside her window, like purposely aimed toward her fucking window. It's weird.
It's the fucking one that had Elizabeth on it. Now it's got her on it though.
Yeah. It's just a huge picture of Sue in that pink leotard. Gives no information whatsoever. It just says new show coming soon. No indication of what kind of show, what network it's on, nothing. Doesn't matter. This chick is hot. That's the point.
Yep.
And it kind of sucks, I think, that the billboard is now erasing like 15% of that panoramic view she had out this window. But it's like building my empire iconography, you know? Like, sure, let's start plastering my face and name all over everything. Fuck, let's start renaming important institutions after her while we're at it. Maybe knock down a section of the White House for a new workout studio. Why not? But the next thing I noticed in this shot is all of her shit is boxed up. Like all of her personal belongings in the house are put into boxes. One of which says Old Junk Elizabeth, which is what she considers herself, both the stuff that belongs to Elizabeth and Elizabeth herself, she is old junk, not worth anything anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And I finally noticed the battle of epic proportions that is now happening between the billboard and that huge picture of Elizabeth on the wall. They're basically facing each other like fucking Marin and Pazuzu in that fucking scene in The Exorcist.
Right.
Like battling for Elizabeth's soul, you know? Cool shit. I wasn't sure if it was intentional or not, or how many people noticed or thought of that, but I loved that idea. We see her fall back on her bed, Wedding Crashers style, all happy as shit in her nice silk sheets, and we get a quick shot of the food bag draining into Elizabeth and a quick montage of Sue taking care of her body, then stabilizing again. This is the section of the movie where it's almost exclusively montage. We get one of her putting together her wardrobe, teaching a group of backup dancers her routine, more stabilizing, more food, doing some splits and gymnastics. Then we get a sick shot of this dragon silhouette completely in flames, and then it turns into the image on the back of this crazy robe she's got on,
Right.
as she stares out at the city below. That's when we get a reminder, hey, it's been 7 days, and she starts feeling a little funky, so she goes back to the bathroom, strips off that robe, gets naked, and reverses the process, and it looks like she does it just in time because that food bag is empty.
Why does everybody have to be naked to switch back?
Don't worry about it, man. Shut the fuck up.
Butt-ass naked. Also,
yeah, that's a good question, though.
Maybe she'll realize it now, but put a goddamn pillow in that bathroom, man.
Or something, yeah.
She keeps whacking her fucking head, dude.
Exactly.
Swap this out, and then it's like,
yeah. Well, is there a reason you can't do it in the bedroom? Is there nasty shit happening every time? Or was it just that one that you had to fucking, you're dealing with the birth? When you switch back, is there a nasty thing happening? I don't think it's all it is just a fucking, a needle in your arm.
Oh,
But why not do it in the bedroom from here on out?
Keep it in the bathroom. Jeez. I don't know, though.
Yeah. I love the fucking straw, like sucking sounds through a straw that this bag is starting to make because it's so empty. But she flops Elizabeth's body over, gets her all hooked up, does the same to herself because now it's switch time, baby. And there's a great shot of these tubes arcing over each other, and the blood from each woman's wrist is crossing over each other directly over Elizabeth's limp body. And we get a quick image of that guy holding the Play-Doh balls, and he claps his hands back together, and Sue collapses on top of Elizabeth. Cut to black.
Yeah.
We fade back in, and it's almost an entirely black image of a road at night, 2 yellow lines down the middle, and a motorcycle speeds toward the camera, and when it arrives at it, we smash cut to Elizabeth waking back up with Sue's corpse on top of her, just writhing around naked.
Yeah, titties rubbing.
Yeah. Elizabeth's coughing and hacking. This must be a painful transformation process, but hey, pain is beauty, right?
Mm-hmm.
I did note when they wake up, their fucking tits are all mushed up against each other.
Nice.
I guess in another context it could be hot, but it's not here.
No, it's not. Not at all.
Elizabeth is in agony. that huge stitched scar down her back looks fucking awful. She's in so much pain.
Yeah, your back hurt a little bit?
Yeah.
Not sure why.
She looks at Sue like, what the fuck did you do to me, you bitch? And she brushes her hair out of her face and takes care of her anyway. We cut to Elizabeth just living normal life at home now. Very pointed shot of 2 eggs frying in a pan, just like the beginning.
So I guess we're hungry, but my question was, is this to symbolize the DNA split or the 2 sets of titties we just saw?
Yes. But Elizabeth's like hobbling around her house, barely able to move, dude. We get a quick shot of Sue on the floor, and now she's got a feed bag in her. And that's when we get a very different shower scene. Elizabeth is just huddled over, almost like fucking RJ and X having a good shower cry.
Nice.
And then she's back to her old self, walking down the street in that fucking yellow jacket. We see that she's headed back to the studio, and she ends up in that orange hallway. And way at the other end of it, Harvey turns the corner carrying a box of her shit, yelling at her, "Oh, there she is. Where have you been? We've all been wanting to have a drink with you since your departure." Anyway, and he shoves this fucking box at her, and out of it he pulls out a package telling her, "Oh, hey, we all chipped in and got you something to keep you busy." And it's a fucking present wrapped in Christmas wrapping paper. So clearly they didn't give a single shit, grabbed something random, wrapped it in whatever paper was nearby. We don't need to spend any more time than is necessary catering to this old hag.
Right. Yeah, I mean, fucking, the hallway's all cleared out, man. That shit's crazy, too.
Yeah. Yeah, all the pictures are gone now, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But he goes, well, at least it's French, so that's fancy, I guess. He says his wife swears by it, and then he hightails it out of there as fast as he can. "I gotta run, but it's always great to see you."
Liar. Fuck this dude.
Yeah. We cut back to the apartment where Elizabeth's marking on her calendar the next time she gets to be Sue. She's tired of life as Elizabeth, and we can see the anger and betrayal on her face in the previous scene. So she writes Sue over and over again on each day of the week, and that she gets to be her. And it was for the purposes of planning, sure, but it also reminded me of back in junior high when girls used to write the name of whatever boy they liked over and over in different fonts and shit, like all over the front of their Trapper Keeper or whatever.
Oh, that's her just kind of, she's essentially just going to be waiting to be Sue every time now.
Well, she's like in love with, not Sue, but what life as Sue returns to her that she's been used to for her whole life and is now gone.
Right.
You know? And when Sue is gone, she kind of pines for that, right?
Yeah, she's just depressed when she's not getting all the attention, which is kind of fucked in itself too, though.
Yeah.
You know? But
yeah, her life now is darkness.
Right.
And she only gets to experience the positivity through Sue.
But hey, good news though. Your refill kit has been delivered.
Well, here's
here's
the thing. I want to fucking address this real quick. How much of Elizabeth is in Sue? Does she get to experience any of that anyway? Because if not, what's the fucking point? She later, they say something about, oh man, she fucking trashed the apartment and they had no knowledge of this prior. She didn't respect the balance. She did this, she did that. And it's like the other person doesn't know that stuff is happening. So are they having the same experiences mentally? If not, then why even fucking bother doing this?
Yeah, no, it's the same. That's what's fucked about the whole thing is it's her the whole fucking time. When she switches, she's just switching fucking bodies.
But she doesn't have the memories that Sue does. You know? Like she walks out later to see like the motorcycle helmet and she's like, what the fuck is this? And there's like the note there.
Because she got fucking drunk, I thought.
Maybe. I don't know. There's something else weird going on. Like how much of it, for me, it formed a little bit of a hole in the story here. And I was trying to figure out how much of herself is in both bodies.
I think she just, no matter who, it's because she's not fucking remembering that she's like, hey, you are the same fucking person. The fucking substance keeps telling her that over and over.
Right.
She's losing fucking track. And every time she turns into either one, she fucking hates the other one.
Right.
So it's like an internal fucking battle, but it's weird as fuck because even later, I was kind of like, what are you fucking fighting yourself now?
Right.
There's 2 of you running around? That's where I was like, that's where my theory came in too.
Right.
I was like, all right, shit's got pretty fucking far. What the fuck?
Yeah.
It's going to,
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I like that we also get confirmation here. The calendar says May. So that Christmas wrapping paper, nice fucking try, buddy. She's only been gone a week.
Yeah, I didn't even notice that.
But she walks into her living room and we can't see her anymore behind this section of wall, but we can see on either side of it. And we see on the right side that huge Elizabeth picture. And then on the left, this amazing view of the Hollywood Hills. We see her turn on the TV. There's like some kind of game show on, but she's not into it. So she starts channel surfing and never really lands on anything. But the editing in this scene is fantastic. We cut to a palm tree outside while the sound of the channel surfing continues, and every time she changes the channel, now the shot cuts between night and day on that same palm tree, telling us that literally all she's doing is sequestering herself in her apartment, watching TV, just waiting to be Sue again.
Yeah, she's getting a fucking complex.
Yeah, she doesn't think she's worthy of the world anymore, doesn't have the strength or will to even deal with it. It's really fucking sad. Like, this is your life now? Come on, Elizabeth, you're better than this.
Mm-hmm.
But I love the way this movie is edited. It's super fucking cool. Back to another shower huddle, back to breakfast, and then she goes through her mail again and finds another envelope from the substance. Your refill kit's been delivered. So she's got to go back to that creepy fucking deposit box to get it, crawls back under the door. It's much smaller this time, just including the food for the bodies in another segmented stabilizing container. Elizabeth is back in her living room now, watching TV in this really well-lit shot. There's a warm, like, TV glow in the room. And she goes to check on Sue to see if it's time to switch back and sees that there are 2 days left. Fuck. She heaves a big sigh, trudges back out to the living room. And that's when we cut to her as Sue again, putting a fucking full thing of spinal fluid in the fridge and opening a cold Diet Coke. And it looks like a commercial for a minute as she presses it to her highly glossed and perfect lips, you know?
I love Diet Coke.
She hip bumps the fridge door closed, wearing panties and a t-shirt, and walks out to the living room, does her stretches in the morning sun again. TV's still on, playing another infomercial for a massager thing that I actually have. It goes on your shoulders and it's heated and stuff. It's pretty great. I didn't order it from TV, though. Thank you, Amazon, even though Bezos is a prick. But she looks over at the chair to see Elizabeth's huge ass divot in it, and she turns the TV off and looks around to see the big Elizabeth picture in the back. And then she walks to take a look at her in the bathroom. Her back seems to be healing pretty decently at this point.
Yeah.
But here she is just laying on the cold bathroom floor. I feel like you got to fix that. A glaring oversight here. She doesn't have doesn't she have a housekeeper? It's been over a week. You'd think the lady would have seen the corpse on the floor and called the cops.
Something, yeah.
Don't shit where you eat, though, I guess, so maybe not. Sue starts walking around the apartment, knocking on walls now because she's got the bright idea. I got to figure out where to stash this body.
This is the most ridiculous. I mean,
dude.
She starts fucking knocking around, all of a sudden decides, oh, there's totally room for a room in my fucking condo right here, and smashes a hole in the wall.
There's a fucking hollow sound in the wall between her bathroom and bedroom closet. And I don't know how she fucking does it, but she smashes this big hole, knocks it all out with a sledgehammer. I didn't know she was a I didn't know she was a contractor in another life. But she's got a bathroom full of tools, fucking ladders and air compressors and fans and extension cords and shit. She manages to construct a secret door in her bathroom all by herself, fucking welding shit with a torch. Talk about a Mary Sue.
Yeah, a fucking blowtorch, you know.
Yeah. And as she's doing all this, suddenly there's a knock at the door. The neighbor's pissed. God damn it, lady, come on, I haven't slept in 3 nights. And he's banging like a madman. Fucking come on, open up. And he's ready to give Elizabeth what for. But then Sue opens it, looking fucking breathtaking.
Oh, yeah.
And he's completely taken aback, not expecting, to see this person instead. And completely changes his tone. He goes, I'm sorry, I was looking for Elizabeth Sparkle. And she goes, she moved out, I'm Sue. And he fucks up introducing himself 3 times, and that's when we learn this is Oliver, even though he calls himself Oliker. And she goes, you wanted to complain about something, Oliver? He's like, what? No way. I love it when things are happening in the building. I can, probably help, by the way, or whatever. I'm pretty handy. I got a sack of tools and a big hammer.
Yeah.
And she just stares at him like an idiot. He's like, I live right across the hall, so you know where to find me anytime, day or night. I'll be here. She goes back inside and drags Elizabeth back into the bathroom. And here's where we get a much more pointed shot of the juxtaposition between the billboard and the big Elizabeth picture. And she walks into the bathroom, opens this perfectly constructed secret door, completely invisible.
Right.
Brilliant. And the space inside is inexplicably huge too, by the way.
Yeah, pretty crazy. I don't understand why she did this. Why would you do this as your hot body you've been waiting for? Would you do that while you were just fucking chilling?
Right.
With your fucking... Wow.
Well,
why don't you do it with your old body instead of your new body?
First of all, it is an old body. It'll be harder to do. And also, she's got the fucking, back issues now with the fucking...
oh, yeah.
Yeah. In this perfect, new, strong, young, toned body, she can do it.
got a huge back vagina now.
Back ussy.
And then again, I mean, isn't she fucking rich as fuck? Look at this place.
Oh, yeah.
Why don't you drag the body to your bedroom, close the door, get a contractor in there?
Mm-hmm.
What are you fucking doing?
Or get another fucking, I don't know, get like a storage unit or some shit to do it in instead. I don't fucking know. But she drags Elizabeth back in here, and now she's decided she's sick of looking at that big picture of Elizabeth in the living room, so she drags that in with her, closing them both inside. And now we cut to the first episode of Sue's new show, Pump It Up, and we get a fantastic little montage of sexy women and men doing this aerobics workout routine in this brightly lit studio. Looks much different than Elizabeth's setup. It's just like a clean, sterile, everything is white and pink, everyone's dressed in skimpy leotards that barely cover them, or shorts for the dudes, but no shirts, of course. They're dancing, they're twerking, everybody's having a great time. Even the song playing is called Pump It Up. And this looks much more like a backup dancer routine than a workout to target anything specific, but I mean, I guess it's still exercise, whatever.
Yeah, dude, set's really fucking cool. Just Pump It Up, like really fucking huge,
Yeah.
like 20 foot tall or something.
Huge fucking pink letters, yeah.
Dude, I got up. It was a dance party for this one.
Hell yeah. I imagine, yeah, you guys fucking just, both of you and the cats just fucking having a great little time.
Emphasis on the ass pump. One of the songs here, you know?
Yeah. They finish the routine. She runs up and says, okay, thank you so much, everybody. I'll see you next week. And she goes to turn around, but catches herself, turning back around to the camera and throwing in Elizabeth's old line. And in the meantime, take care of yourself. And she blows that signature Elizabeth kiss into the camera.
Right. I think Harvey may be onto something because this is definitely going to fucking sell.
Mm-hmm. The lights in the studio go down. Everybody erupts into applause. Harvey comes back in. That's what I'm talking about. Congratulating her on a job well done. She walks back into the orange hallway with her water and towel, still doing everything the same way she always did. But she kind of stops and smiles for a second, and we turn to see now that there's a big picture of Sue on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
And all the other old pictures, like you said, of Elizabeth have been taken down. The hall is bare now except for that one picture.
Right.
Cut to her getting all made up for a night out, and she gets dressed in this all-black, form-fitting, fucking basically a Catwoman suit.
That's what I said. Why are you dressed like fucking Catwoman?
Yeah. Yeah. And she checks on Elizabeth real quick, leans down to say, I won't be out late, so just wait for me. But then we look over at the food bag, and it's damn near empty. She's cutting this real close.
I fucking knew it. She spent too much time. Fucking home improvement style fucking montage.
Yeah.
I knew it. It took 3 fucking days, you know, and here we are.
Yeah, she just tells her, don't eat too fast. And she shuts her back in that dark and goes out, just out on the town, man. People are fucking cheering for her as she gets into a red Mustang with a bunch of other people that drives off into the night.
You know, I was wondering when this was supposed to be, like the time frame of this movie.
Yeah.
And this Mustang kind of gave it away a little bit, dude.
Well, I don't think it does, because this is like a 90s, like a late 90s Mustang.
Right.
Which there were multiple times throughout this movie that I had the same thought that you're talking about right now, which is like, when is this fucking movie set?
Right.
Because some of it feels 80s at different points. Some of it feels 90s. We see a bunch of older cars hanging out, through the shots of the town and everything. Mm-hmm. And it's everything ranging from like new stuff, like that would be released today, all the way back to like muscle cars from the 60s. So it's hard to kind of peg down. But I noted, like, the thing that gave it away for me was Elizabeth's clearly a fucking current smartphone on the table that she's getting those texts from later. Oh. Like, it looks just like one of our phones we're holding right now.
Okay.
So this is a movie set today.
I gotcha.
But there's just nostalgia in different ways popping in different places.
I thought for sure seeing that Mustang, I was like, oh, that's like a fucking 98 or something, dude.
Yeah, which I wondered about, like, Fred giving her his number. Why didn't they just put it in the cell phone instead of him writing it down on a piece of paper, which is very old-fashioned, you know?
Yeah, oh yeah.
But I was questioning that throughout the movie, too. We cut back to Elizabeth draining the last of her food, and that's where we hear some activity out in the living room. Sounds like Elizabeth brought a boy home. Uh-oh, you better switch that fucking body bag, girl. That'd be great if she fucking went. She brings this dude home, and then she's like, oh, fuck, I'll be right back. And she comes back out as Elizabeth. He's like, what the fuck?
Nice.
Oh, sick. 2 of you? Okay.
Oh, dude, your mom.
That's your mom, dude. But they're out there making out, dry humping on the couch, groping each other. That's when the dude starts to unzip her suit, and he takes his shirt off. While all this is happening, the last of Elizabeth's food runs out.
Yeah, dude, her body's almost like suffocating in the other room.
Yeah.
As the bag is kind of tightening up and ugh.
Yeah, but luckily, right at that moment, Sue's nose starts bleeding all over this guy, and she jumps up and stumbles around feeling fucked up again. He's like, are you all right? And she's like, yeah, I'm fine. I'll be right back. And she limps her way to the bathroom to look in on Elizabeth. That's where we get another shot of the thing saying you got to switch every 7 days without exception. And her nose starts gushing blood into the sink. So they must have a pretty fucking strong connection. As soon as that food bag runs out, this fucked up shit's starting to happen to her. The guy's calling out to her still, and that's when we get a shot just on the word exception, because she's about to make one, naughty Sue.
Ew.
And she pulls one of those stabilizer canisters back out of the garbage can and extracts just a little more spinal fluid out of Elizabeth. Oh no.
I think it's infected.
Yeah. She jams it into her leg and she's back to her old self again. She comes back out to get her fuck on, and the dude's like, whoa, what did you do? You're even hotter than before.
Mm-hmm.
And he slides his hands onto her perfect ass and unzips her suit, but now, holy shit, organs start falling out of her back. Oh, God. But it's not real.
Right. This is like a fucking nightmare kind of between Elizabeth coming back, you know?
Yeah. We cut to Elizabeth waking up with naked Sue next to her now. She comes out to the living room to see new pink furniture, which it's like a mix of that blue and pink and the blue from before, showing both sides of her now. There's trash everywhere, fucking food and beer bottles. What's this? A motorcycle helmet? I don't drive a motorcycle. But there's a sticky note on the window, too. Too drunk to take the bike home, keep an eye on her, Troy, and he leaves his number. She goes to reach up to grab the note, but when she does, oh fuck, what's wrong with my hand? She notices her index finger's all nasty and wrinkled and rotten all of a sudden. Big nasty yellow nail on it.
Looks like a fucking witch finger, dude.
Ew, dude.
Yeah. What happened to your fucking witch-ass finger? Like, ew, dude. Yeah. What happened?
She runs to the bathroom to try to wash it off, but you can't get rid of that, my dear. I hope you got a lot of fucking makeup and nail polish.
Ugh.
You can't get rid of the ugly.
Turns out her back's a little sore now, too.
Mm-hmm. You know? Yeah. She looks at her back in the mirror and sees that Sue has pulled more fluid out than she was supposed to. And she looks over at her like, you bitch.
How? A little sore.
Yeah. She immediately calls the substance number back and says, hey, this is Elizabeth Sparkle, but there's no response to that. So she says, I'm 503.
Yeah, fucking duh.
Yeah. She tells the guy there's been a slight misuse of the substance. A few extra hours were accidentally used, causing an alteration. So she says she's looking for the procedure to reverse it, but that's when she gets the info, what has been used is lost on the other side. Sorry, lady, you're fucked. You just got to deal with fucking live the rest of your life with a nasty ass finger.
Yeah. What you lose on one side, you gain on the other. So, yeah, did Sue actually get hotter?
No, I don't think there's anything gained. I think the problem is she used more than she was supposed to. Therefore, Elizabeth's body starts to contort and be broken down and fucking fucked up somehow.
It seemed like she got hotter because when he came back, so the dude mentioned it, but her ass was bigger too.
She replenished herself by stabilizing with a little bit more fluid, so right. It was just long enough to fuck.
Right.
But it does like rejuvenate her. Yeah.
Yeah, the guy says that's why her one body's losing more, Sue's taking more.
Mm-hmm.
She's taking away more. I mean, even though she's old or whatever.
Yeah.
That's why she's getting witchy.
Yeah. But the dude tells her there's no going back, and that's unfortunate because this fucking finger looks so gross, dude. She pleads with the guy. She's like, I don't know what she was thinking. She was obviously drunk, but he interrupts her. There is no she. You are one.
Mm-hmm.
Respect the balance and you won't have any more conveniences. And he fucking hangs up on her.
Totally fucked.
Here's where she takes the note down and throws the bike helmet out into the hallway and starts vacuuming. Maybe she did fire her housekeeper. And that gross-ass finger's hanging out on top of this vacuum, dude. It's fucked.
Yeah.
She turns the vacuum off, though, when she sees Sue's fitness show on TV. Oh, fuck. Kind of loses it here. Like, dude, fuck this overly sexualized shit. This isn't what the show was supposed to be. So this is another thing, like, I'm not sure how much of a mind they're sharing, given the events of the last few minutes. She turns off the TV, all pissed off. That's when the doorbell rings. Here comes Oliver looking for Sue. Oh, hey, I just saw you on TV. It makes me want to join your class. You don't give private lessons, do you? And he sees her having opened the peephole cover, and he's like, come on, don't be shy. He asks her for a drink at his place tonight, but she doesn't answer. And he's like, oh, that's cool. Don't worry about it. It's a date. And he dances back across the hall singing the Pump It Up song.
Yeah, he was fucking watching.
She closes the peephole with her nasty finger, and then we cut back to the shower again. Another refill kit gets delivered, and she goes to pick it up. And she hears some funny noises when she does this time, though, like distorted voices in the distance.
Mm-hmm.
So she gets all paranoid and runs away into this diner and tries to hide out, and we see that she's wearing gloves now. She goes to take them off, but doesn't take the glove cover and the nasty finger off, which is a good thing because here comes a waitress that looks a lot like Sandra Bullock to take her order.
Oh, okay.
That's when we see an old man sitting across at another table, and he looks over at her and says, "It's long, isn't it? 7 days."
This one totally caught me off guard.
Yeah. And that's where I noticed, oh, fuck, he's got that birthmark on his hand. That's the same one as the nurse from the beginning.
Right. And now Elizabeth has it too.
And we do see that yellow Hummer again outside.
Mm.
So he winks at her and drops his wallet. Here's where we see a few things. First of all, he's got his card for his locker, number 207.
Right.
And when he leans to pick his shit up, we see he's got a big scar down his back too.
Right.
So she goes, "Did you follow me here?" And he goes, "No, I was just curious to find out how things were going for you. Each time you feel a little more lonely, don't you think?" She's like, "I'm fine, motherfucker, leave me alone." He goes, "It gets harder each time to remember that you still deserve to exist, that this part of yourself is still worth something, that you still matter." She throws some money on the table. She's had enough. She gets up to run out the door, but that's when he yells, "Has she started yet? Eating away at you?"
Well, fuck, you noticed that this was the fucking doctor from earlier, right?
The male nurse, yeah.
Yeah, the fucking pretty boy.
Mm-hmm. She hauls ass out the front door and bumps into Troy, of all people, who drops his helmet and yells, "Fuck, watch out!" Might as well thrown a bitch in there while he was at it.
I was going to say, get out of my way, you old bitch, is essentially his fucking attitude here, man.
Yeah, he gets on his bike and goes to tear off. There's a great shot of her standing in front of him when he closes the visor on his helmet.
Mm-hmm.
And then he yells at her once again to move, and that's where we see that yellow Hummer with the black star in the background again. She gets back home and takes her old Elizabeth junk back out of the closet and dumps it all out until she finds something that gives her hope. And it's Fred's number that falls on the floor, and she immediately remembers him telling her she's the most beautiful girl in the world. And this is something innately her, uniquely her. So it's even more special. This is him complimenting Elizabeth, not Sue.
Right.
So she smiles to herself and puts it next to her heart and decides to give him a ring. The one friend she has in the world now, basically. She calls him from the toilet, and at first he can't believe she's calling him. He's like, "I didn't think I'd ever hear from you."
Well, fuck no, man. It's kind of fucked, man. Of course, now that she's down on her luck.
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah, Fred's still over here
Right.
waiting, you know, the nice guy that you wouldn't give a fucking chance to earlier.
Right.
It's typical as fuck. I'm kind of like, fuck you, but...
Yeah. Now she's lonely and vulnerable and is reaching out to whoever she can.
Yeah, you know what? Fucking Fred won't give a fuck about my witch finger. I have a gross witch finger. Do you want to go on a date now?
And show it up your butt.
Fucking ass.
She tells him, "Oh, I'm sorry, I've just been busy." She's playing with that dirty paper using her gross ass finger too. And she does invite him to grab a drink, and he's in shock all over again. He's like, "Okay, Luigi's tonight at 8." And she's all excited to have a date. She gets all dressed up for it in this sexy red dress, but she puts sure to put like Jessica Rabbit gloves on, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Good move, long black ones. She does her makeup in the mirror and takes a look at the clock, and it's 7:30. She goes back to look in on Sue and sees her perfect form looking back at her, and now here's the thing. Elizabeth looks great. I think there's nothing wrong at all with her when she finishes up her makeup, but she decides, well, fuck, I don't look like Sue, so she goes to put on more makeup. But no matter what she does, she doesn't end up satisfied.
Right.
Another 5 minutes passes. She says, good enough, and leaves the bathroom to get her keys. Unfortunately, that's when she looks up to see that fucking billboard again with perfect fucking Sue on it.
Right.
And she starts questioning herself all over again. She goes back to the bathroom, puts on a scarf to cover her imperfect chest. There go another 5 minutes. Listen, Lizzie, Fred is going to love the shit out of you no matter what. Trust me. But she doesn't think so. She tries to fucking change her hair and slather more makeup on. She's pretty frazzled at this point. But she goes to leave, and unfortunately, just at that moment, she sees, almost senses, the Sue billboard telling her she's not good enough. Plus, she sees her own reflection in the doorknob confirming it, so back in the bathroom once again, and she flips out, starts wiping her lipstick all over her face, tearing at her eyes, I think removing fake lashes, and just having a good old-fashioned freak out.
I think she may have snapped.
We cut back to her in her robe, sitting in the dark on the edge of her bed, and her cell phone keeps getting texts. "Hey, it's Fred. I'm at the restaurant. Are you running late? I know a big star like you likes to make an entrance." Poor fucking Fred, dude.
Yeah, dude, not cool. Just leaving Fred hanging.
Yeah. But he's still checking in on her, and she's just wallowing in self-pity. We cut to her stress eating, pulling some more bullshit out of the fridge and watching more TV. Then we cut to Sue walking back into the studio. Hi, everybody. And we get another very revealing exercise montage with the group here. And then all of a sudden, a big bulge appears on her right ass cheek. So she stands up freaking out. The whole production shuts down. Hey, what's the deal? She assures them, oh, no, I just got distracted. They start to resume, but a PA on set whispers something to the producer here. Apparently, the director in the control room noticed something weird on the monitor. Let's see the replay. Sue's freaking out like, oh no, they're going to see my ass bulge. This is all over. And they point out that the camera in question is indeed the one focused on her butt. I thought that was funny.
Right.
And everybody gathers around and watches as she squats down on the replay, like she's squatting. And she's uncomfortable as hell, and she tells another assistant to go grab my fucking dressing gown, kind of snaps at her. Fucking diva.
Mm-hmm.
But the guy says, let's take this frame by frame, and she's just waiting to be exposed. So she puts on this gown and storms off saying she needs 5 minutes. That's when she goes to the dressing room to inspect her ass, and she feels something inside there.
Yeah, it's just like a fucking mass, I guess. I didn't even know what to fucking call it. And,
yeah, dude.
'Cause you don't know what it is at first.
More weird-ass body horror here. She's able to push this mass through her skin, from her ass to her belly button, where she fucking pulls it out, and it's just a whole-ass piece of chicken, just a fucking drumstick, that pops out like she's given birth. And there's where we get a close-up of her weird-ass belly button closing back up. But then, haha, psych, just kidding, everything's fine. She wakes up in the dark next to Elizabeth.
Yeah, that was her, like, nightmare before being born again.
Yeah. She looks over at her and her fucking gross old finger and walks out to the living room to see just a mess of nasty old food on the coffee table, including a whole chicken carcass, which she throws away.
And I didn't really understand why she's upset if Elizabeth is eating all this food, because you have separate bodies. It's not like, oh, I'm going to eat all this food, and now when you're fucking ready back for your week, you're going to have to work it off. That's not the fucking case. So
yeah.
Is it just
I think it's just the idea that
clean your fucking self up, like.
Yeah, it's the idea that we are the same person. Don't, like, take care of yourself.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, neither of them are really following in different ways that advice.
Oh, yeah, because it couldn't be the other, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That was my big thing right away. I'm like, who gives a fuck if she's eating all that food? She's fucking locking herself inside anyway.
Right, yeah,
so, and Sue is different than Elizabeth, especially to anybody looking also. Right. So does it really fucking matter if
I wouldn't
Elizabeth
think so.
looks like trash?
Right.
You know?
Yeah. But now Sue calls the substance number and tells the guy that the balance isn't working. I barely have any time to enjoy myself while she wastes 7 days stuffing her face in front of the TV. And the guy reminds her there is no she. It's all you, boo.
Right.
And she gets frustrated and hangs up, which is when we cut to her walking back into the studio. And what's this? Nobody's here.
Yeah, dude. Taping's been canceled.
Yeah, there's a fucking audio tech packing up equipment. And that's when another guy walks in, telling her Harvey wants to see you in his office right now. She's like, oh, okay, I'll go change. And the guy's like, no, I fucking said right now.
Yeah, I was like, oh, fuck, dude.
Yeah, man. And she walks into his office, and he turns around in his chair like a fucking Bond villain. She's feeling extra vulnerable wearing this barely there leotard, too, so she's more exposed. He's like, I'll get right to the point. We can't keep you on the morning show. And she's like, oh, shit, no, what do you mean? I just started. And that's where he breaks the tension. The ratings are too good. You're going to primetime, baby.
Yeah, damn.
He goes, it's phenomenal. People love you. They adore you. They want more of you. That's why we've decided to let you host the New Year's Eve show, the biggest show on the network, 50 million viewers. You can't go higher than that. She's so relieved. She's crying, but he tells her, look, this is going to be intense. We only have a few months to pull this off. So are you in? And she just smiles back at him. We cut to Sue coming into the room where Elizabeth is rotting away, and she draws out more fluid, breaking the rules again, justifying it by saying, if you don't open the door when opportunity knocks, you won't get another chance. You, of all people, know this. So she shuts her back in. And we cut to her in a different outfit. Oh shit, she's still Sue. Takes out more.
Yeah, just one more day.
Yeah, and she goes, oh yeah, then I'll have a whole week off. Don't worry about it. Meanwhile, the wound on Elizabeth's back is getting worse and worse.
Yeah.
Cut to many more days having passed, and fucking bright-eyed Sue pops back in. We're doing the cover of Vogue. Bruh, it's starting to look more and more like Sue ain't never switching bodies again.
Right. Just one more day, right?
Yeah, and at this point, it's been like 2 weeks. I counted the fucking vials of stabilizer that's just laying on the floor there. She's been doing this for 2 weeks. But Elizabeth is just getting nastier and nastier. It's fucking tragic. It also seems to be getting harder and harder to draw fluid out. Like, this body isn't getting replenished and just wasting away. So she's got to know this is finite, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh well, don't care. She falls back on her bed, totally feeling herself. That's when we cut back to Elizabeth waking up and screaming, "No!" And we cut to the shower, where she's now got at least a whole ass nasty leg to match that nasty finger. Her arms all fucked up, part of her face. She's wrinkly as hell, a bunch of varicose veins or whatever popping out, just that gross blue color, nasty toenails and skin spots. We see various other parts of her, and her face is all sunken and wrinkled. Her hair's all matted and graying and looks like shit.
Right.
She's not having a good time. That's when we cut to a shot of the Vogue magazine Sue is on the cover of on the table. While Elizabeth is on the phone with the substance people again, she didn't respect the balance. She's stealing more and more from me. And completely without consideration of the consequences. She's a selfish bitch. And she knocks the magazine off the table. The magazine calls Sue a rising star, by the way, but yeah, not for long. That's when the dude asks her, "Would you like to stop? You are the Matrix. If you're not satisfied, you can put an end to the experience and go back to just being you on your own. Would you like to stop?" And she takes a look up at the billboard and asks him, "Well, if I do, will it go back to how I was before?" And he's like, "No, but you can stop if you want." And he asks her again, and she takes another look at that nasty leg of hers and answers, "No, I can't stop." And she starts to say she, but then, she's trying to accuse Sue of something else, her being the problem, but then corrects herself, literally slaps herself in the face and changes it to I. She just says the balance just needs to be respected. So he says, "So respect it, bitch," and hangs up.
Right.
She continues beating herself for a little bit. And then the camera pans back to the note on the fridge. "It changed my life." Yeah, it fucking certainly has, hasn't it?
Yep, too much.
We cut back to gross Elizabeth watching a game show on TV. That's when she notices the package in the Christmas paper from the studio. So she tries to stand up to get it, but her shitty old knee won't let her.
Ooh,
so she snaps this fucking thing into place with a loud ass crack. Like, you can see her fucking kneecap snap off and shoot into her thigh meat. It's fucking so gross, dude.
Don't force it.
She finally gets up and grabs the package. The reminder of, it's just a little something to keep you busy. And it's a fucking French cuisine cookbook. Fuck you guys.
Dude, perfectly timed, man. Sue's interview comes on the TV, and I just knew that the oven was about to roar into this gross fucking cooking scene.
Yeah, she looks at a few of the recipes and settles on the Christmas turkey stuffed with foie gras, which I don't know much about, but I think it's a symbolic thing here as well, because the way foie gras is prepared is very unethical and involves purposely distorting the body of the animal it's taken from to make, which is fucked up and actually illegal in certain places, but apparently I hear it's delicious.
She looks like the homeless lady from Home Alone, like the bird lady. She's fucking gross, and she's cooking.
Well, that's exactly what Elizabeth has done to herself now at this point. Her body is fucked all because she was trying to make this amazing recipe, right? She made a Sue, but now look at Elizabeth. So that's when we hear on the TV that, the talk show host is inviting none other than Sue to the stage from a taped interview. The star of the moment, he calls her, and I also think it's funny that there's no last name. She's just Sue.
Right.
Like Madonna, Elvis, Sue.
Cher.
Yeah. Elizabeth sits down to watch, and the host says, "You popped out of nowhere on our screens like a tornado. I don't think anybody was really prepared for this whirlwind." And we get some clips from the morning show of her dancing around, and we're cutting between this talk show and Elizabeth in the kitchen preparing this recipe, which is a pretty fun juxtaposition. The host tells Sue that she's up for a role in a movie and announces to the audience she'll be hosting the New Year's Eve show. And she confirms. And when Elizabeth fucking in the kitchen mocks her, she's like, "Yes, that's right." And meanwhile, she's just got shit all over this kitchen. Pots and pans and food and bullshit. And it looks like she's basically just making every single recipe in this book.
Oh, yeah.
Flipping on to the next one when she's done. "Listen, food is all I have now." She's frantically cooking while Sue tells the audience she's just a girl from a small town in Indiana, not even a village or town, really, just a farm. The crowd laughs and Elizabeth mocks them too. But I love this moment here when Elizabeth spritzes the pan with booze and it flames up and she goes, "Ooh!" She tells the audience that it's always been her dream to be on screen, and Elizabeth scoffs, "Bitch, this is my dream." She says, "As a child, I used to put on shows for my family." "No, you didn't, you liar. You didn't exist. You didn't have a family." But here's where the interview starts to get personal. The host mentions that Sue replaced Elizabeth Sparkle, which gets her attention. He goes, you stepped in and turned up the volume and rocked their world. Were you a fan of Elizabeth's show? And Elizabeth is hanging on every word here to hear Sue's answer. She's squeezing this fucking chicken carcass all pissed off like it's her stress chicken. And that's when Sue tells everyone, well, I didn't really watch her show. We're not really from the same generation. And you have to admit, it was a bit old-fashioned. Jurassic fitness, really.
Ooh.
Damn, dude, why you gotta shit on her like that? You wouldn't exist without her in more ways than one.
It's still funny to me, like, she's seeing this for the first time, like, you fucking said it, you know?
So Elizabeth loses it. She's like, I'll show you, bitch. You want to see some Jurassic fitness? Come and get it. And the whole time we're seeing close-ups cutting back and forth between Elizabeth's disgusting face and Sue's perfect body doing the workout routine. That's when Sue mentions her mom was a huge fan of Elizabeth's. So every morning, Sparkle Your Life was on TV. So in a way, I grew up with her, whether I liked it or not. So I guess you could say we have some special connection. And Elizabeth holds up a handheld blender to beat some eggs, and fucking it sprays all over her, which I thought was very Texas Chainsaw Massacre or Hostel, but with egg yolk shooting all over her instead of blood.
Right.
And that's when the host says, okay, it's time for the last question, the same one we ask each of our other guests. Would you share one of your beauty secrets with us? Motherfucker, she's 20. That's her secret.
Oh, yeah. I mean, doesn't seem like she needs much, right?
Yeah, he tells her she's stunning. I mean, look at ya. And when he says that line, look at ya, that's when we get a shot of Elizabeth instead, fucking covered in egg, gross frizzy hair, the works. She's screaming at the TV for Sue to tell them the truth. And she opens her robe to the TV here like, show him, here's your little beauty secret. But Sue just says, I guess I just try to be myself, to be sincere and grateful for all I have, and to always remember to lead with my heart, which is not an answer to the fucking question at all. She sounds like a pageant contestant answering the question absently, you know?
Yeah, oh yeah.
But that's when Elizabeth starts throwing eggs at the TV in the window, and that fucking billboard is on the other side of the window. She starts sticking up pieces of newspaper to cover it up. What is this, weapons?
Did we skip over the part where she fist fucks the turkey?
No, she was kind of doing that while watching the interview.
Yeah, it's fucking gross.
But it was like an anxiety thing. It was like a fucking tactile thing for her to fucking ground herself with.
I had to like it.
Got you a little bit?
It's just fucking gross, dude. It's fucking disgusting.
Jason very vigorously fisted his hand through the air a bunch of times right there.
Could you hear it?
Yeah, sounds fucking knife swipes through the air like Scream 2. That's when we cut to her pacing around the bathroom in Sue's fancy robe, mocking her more, but chastising herself for doing it too. She's going through a lot internally right now. Pissed off that Sue's taken everything from her, but knowing that she's really done it to herself, she could have a perfectly pleasant life with Fred right now, but she was greedy, you know?
Yeah, oh yeah.
She's back in the shower, banging her head on the floor, going fucking crazy. And here's that really cool shot I was talking about earlier where the camera pulls up away from Elizabeth, straight up, and it looks like the shower just goes on forever.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But in the middle of this, she starts to say, you have to, and then it cuts to Sue finishing the line, control yourself. And she's screaming now because she sees the aftermath of Elizabeth's little fucking adventure in cooking here. There's just food everywhere in the kitchen.
Gross.
Stains of everything you can think of on every surface. Dishes piled up everywhere. Dude, she's going to eat herself to death like the dude in Seven.
Right.
But she walks around the house in her underwear. The window's completely covered in newspaper now. Piles of food on the table. It's a fucking nightmare. That's when she decides, I can't go back inside her, this gross old fat disgusting bitch. So she drains her completely of all the spinal fluid she can tap into, until poor Elizabeth's back wound is just a big gray blotch, completely sucking the life out of her. That's when we cut to 3 months later. With swanky music, it starts playing. We've now arrived at the big New Year's show she's doing a photo shoot for. Now the billboard's been changed. New Year's Eve show tomorrow at 9 p.m.
Damn.
She looks up at it smiling. The house is all clean and nice again. And we see another bouquet of roses from the studio that says, break a leg, they're going to love you. And she does indeed later break a leg.
It's like the same flowers from earlier, too.
Yeah, the same red rose bouquet, yeah.
Right.
All of a sudden, a random dude walks out and wraps her in an embrace from behind, and he's like, are you coming to bed?
Yeah, dude, he's like living with her, maybe?
Yeah, I'm like, man, who the fuck are you? She tells him, yeah, I'll be right there.
And I'm like, nah, he can't be living there. And then I'm like, well, She does have the fucking fancy room, I guess.
Yeah, and she's not going back to fucking Elizabeth anymore, so.
Not switching.
But I don't care how good that door she made is. I would assume the rotting corpse would have to be stinking by now.
Oh, well, it's technically still alive, right? So
but
it's not rotting.
That fucking festering wound, though, man. Come on. Old people smell. You know they do.
Yeah.
She walks to the bathroom and goes to grab some more fluid, but here's where we see piles of those food bags on the floor next to Elizabeth. Looks like she's been feeding her both kinds of food as they've kept sending the fucking replenishment kits.
Right.
And Sue comes back out of the room to see that the fluid in the canister's all gross and brown and there's not much of it.
Yeah, like this last pull didn't get the juice, man.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's like sludgy.
She starts to freak out. She calls that number again and tells the guy she's got an emergency. There's no more stabilizer fluid, and that's when her nose starts to bleed, and he tells her, too bad, so sad, bitch. That means you've reached the end. If you want more, you need to let the fluid regenerate. She's like, all right, how? I need to get this shit done, but stupid question, obviously you need to switch back. That's what reboots the fluid secretion process so you can continue to enjoy the experience. She's like, nope, that's not an option, especially not now with the New Year's show tomorrow night. He tells her she doesn't have a choice, which is when she falls to the floor all dizzy again. She claws her way back to the bathroom, struggling the whole way. She reaches up for the switch tube and barely reaches it, but she knocks a bunch of shit over, waking her boyfriend up, who comes to check on her, but that's when Elizabeth, we hear her waking back up instead. Oh, shit. Right. I thought there was going to be a confrontation here.
Right.
She comes hobbling out, completely rotten now, and she barely makes it across the bathroom in time to close the door so this dude doesn't see her. And he asks, what's wrong? Are you stressed about tomorrow? Are you cranky because you're lady business? That's where we get a match cut between her nasty old hag butt and his regular dude butt.
No, I have a humpback now, honey.
He tells her to open the door, but when we cut back into her, she's just completely fucking disgusting now. She looks like fucking Smeagol.
Dude, it's the titty monster from Barbarian a bit, you know?
Yeah,
yeah. Some hanging titty and
kinda,
like all her hair's gone on her head.
There's just a few wisps of hairs, like strands of it hanging down, but otherwise she's bald. Big old hunchback. Her limbs are all gaunt and worthless, and yeah, them titties is sagging more than I've ever seen a tit sag.
She doesn't sound the same and scares this motherfucker off.
Yeah, she stares at herself in the mirror again, getting more and more pissed off. And the guy outside's knocking, saying, hey, come on, for real, I need to take a piss. And that's when Elizabeth bangs on the door and screams, get the fuck out! And when he doesn't recognize the voice, he's like, what the fuck? Who is this?
You're right.
She's like, leave me alone. And she's hacking up this nasty yellow shit. He runs back to grab his clothes out of the bedroom and hauls out the front door, still naked.
He just leaves. Yep.
And that's when Elizabeth comes out of the bathroom and tries to walk down the hall, but her fucking leg gives out. She pulls herself back up and gets to the phone, calls the substance number one more time. It's 503. I want to stop. He says, are you sure? You can't go back. And she's like, yes, fuck this life. I want to stop. He's like, all right, we'll deliver. And this monster just fucking throws the phone across the room and stumbles back to drag her big picture of herself back out, kind of reclaiming her identity.
Right.
That's when she gets all bundled up to go outside because her final kid has been delivered. You know, old people be cold.
Oh, God. Even her breathing and shit is just all...
Yeah, just wheezy, labored, yeah.
I was going to say, it seems kind of fucked here because when she first starts covering up, I'm like, no, she ain't fucking walking all the way down there.
Right.
And then when it cuts, though, she's like actually covered and she's a little more mobile than it seemed at first.
She's more spry than you would think for this decrepit old fucking body now.
Like it, yeah, they almost kind of pulled a switcheroo on us, I think.
Yeah. Especially later when she's like running down the hall and shit. I was like, wow, goddamn, get it, bitch.
Yeah, like no way.
But yeah, she goes out the front door and Oliver pops out of his apartment to say hi to Sue. But fuck, it's Elizabeth is screaming at him to fuck off. And he's like, oh my God, what the fuck is that? And he falls back into his apartment.
She's like the hunchback of Notre Dame.
Yeah. She runs back down to the locker to get her last box. And I got to tell you, I didn't know how this thing made it under the door.
Or down the hall.
Down the hall. But she grabs the last box and it's the smallest one yet. She goes back home and drags Sue's body out like on a dead run. And this is what I was talking about. Like, she's fucking dragging her one-handed, fucking hauling ass through the hallway.
Right.
And Sue's head's just bouncing on fucking stairs as she's getting dragged. That's pretty great. Thunks a bunch. And she drags her back out to the living room right in front of that damn New Year's Eve billboard and opens the box where there's a paper that says, we're sorry you didn't appreciate your experience with the substance. Here's how to unfuck yourself. And there's another syringe with that nasty black liquid in it that just says termination.
Termination needle.
She feels around for Sue's heart and she goes to jam it in like Pulp Fiction, but when she raises her arm, she hears that voice inside her head again. Are you sure? Once you stop, you can't go back. You will simply remain on your own. Here's a question. Can you order a new kit? Make another version of you? And then can that person order a kit and make a better version of themselves? That might be getting a little too hot and perfect.
You're about to find out.
Yeah. But anyway, she says, fuck that, it's over, and injects Sue with this termination fluid, looking like she's on the fence about it the whole time.
Self-termination.
What's done is done. We hear Sue's heart stop beating. And that's when Elizabeth looks over at the flowers and remembers her time in the sun and pulls the syringe out without having injected all of it. She goes, I can't do it. I need you. I hate myself. And she starts talking to Sue's body like she's hyping her up. You got to get ready. It's our big night. Come on. They're going to love you so much.
Like, dude, you just did it.
Yeah.
It's literally been like a half a second since you fucking did it.
Yeah.
Maybe you should have waited.
Yeah. And she starts freaking out, thinking she's ruined everything, frantically trying to bring her back. She starts giving her chest compressions. She's like, you're the only lovable part of me. You have to come back.
Chest compressions. You both cannot be alive at the same time. You're one person.
Yeah.
Why are you trying to
revive her without the switch process?
Unless you're in her, she's not alive.
Exactly.
Why are you pressing on her chest? She's
right.
fucking losing it.
Yeah. That's when she notices blood pouring out of Sue's nose, and she runs off to grab that switch tube, hooks it up, but nothing seems to be working at first, so she pulls it out of her wrist and injects it directly into her heart. And all of a sudden, Sue jolts upright and spews a bunch of blood all over Elizabeth's face. And oh shit. Dun 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 dun. Here we go. They're both awake at the same time.
Yeah.
Having this weird fucking very emotional and well-edited confrontation.
Like, who the fuck's who? How are they both awake? You're only one person.
Yeah,
so
I don't know.
I thought immediately when she went for the switch tubes that, well, if you just killed her off and you're trying to switch into her body, then you're going to kill yourself because you're going to switch into the dead body.
Potentially, yeah. Then, or it's just not going to work.
Yeah. I thought she was going to whoop.
Yeah.
Because all the juice is going to switch into the other tube.
What happens when you try to switch into a dead body? That body's still dead, and now does it kill you because you're transferring some of the blood?
That's what I was thinking.
You know?
Like, you wouldn't be able to switch yourself back because you did. I don't even know, but...
Yeah, fucking weird.
Yeah, I was like, no.
They both kind of study each other for a minute, but that's when Sue looks down to see the termination vial and fucking loses it. Full on attacks Elizabeth, getting superhuman strength for a second, kicking her like fucking 15 feet across the living room into that Elizabeth picture.
Yeah, she's super strong now.
She picks her up and slams her head against it, trying to choke the life out of her until Elizabeth smashes a vase on her head. And that's where we get this chase sequence. Speaking of fucking Terminator, like Elizabeth's running to the bathroom and Sue's running like the fucking like T-1000 behind her.
She's chasing herself.
Yeah, and screeching.
I was like, this is even strange to try and talk about. Like,
right. Yeah. Elizabeth barely gets to the door in time to close it and locks it, of course. Sue starts trying to kick it down, and Elizabeth tries to barricade it, but she's too late. Sue bashes the door down and boots her into the sink, smashing her head on it. That's when she picks her back up and smashes her fucking head into the mirror repeatedly. Cutting it more and more on the glass shards every time until Elizabeth goes limp and falls down.
Okay, then right here, I'm like, Jesus Christ, this is so fucking brutal. But another question immediately: if you kill her, won't you die too?
Right.
Kicking my own ass. Do you mind?
Oh, I didn't see that coming. Yeah, there's fucking blood all over this white bathroom. It looks awesome. But Elizabeth starts to crawl back out to the living room. Apparently she's not dead yet. When she gets there, Sue walks her down and kicks her clear across the room into the coffee table.
It's a kung fu kick for sure.
Yeah, this time she kicks her like 30 feet. Like unbelievable strength. Elizabeth has fucking had it at this point, but Sue doesn't care. She fucking walks over and just kicks her in the side over and over until they're both completely covered in blood. The score here is huge too. This is fucking brutal, dude.
Yeah, dude. It continued on a lot longer than I thought it was going to, which was fucking sweet.
Yeah.
But the moral of the story is Elizabeth looks fucking nasty.
Yeah.
She's like, I didn't know how to describe her other than nubby.
Yeah. Little nubby. Hag-like.
Like her face is just so fucking beat up.
Yeah.
Everything's just round and puffy.
Mm-hmm.
Can't really distinguish anything anymore.
Yeah. Just beat the shit out of her.
Did you kill her?
Well, here's the deal, man. As she gets close to finishing the job, we get a flash of that text again. Remember, you are one. And I was like, oh, fuck, I was wondering about this. Suddenly, Sue stops, and it looks as though Elizabeth is finally dead. She looks at her hands and freaks out like, oh my God, what did I do? And I love the next couple of shots here. We get an overhead shot of the ever-growing pool of blood on the floor under the broken Elizabeth. And then we see the blood-covered Sue start to cry, and her tear streaks cut through the blood. It's so fucking good. Sue sees the billboard again. She goes, oh fuck, that's tonight. So we cut back to her walking into the studio, and this tech has given her the rundown. Hour and a half for hair and makeup. We got to get you to wardrobe, and then one final test on stage for lighting and sound. Little bit of downtime before the show starts, but it's fucking go time. Pump it up. We got to pump it up. We cut to a montage of them prepping for the show. A bunch of backup dancers getting all fancied up now. Sue is in a light blue dress looking kind of like Cinderella, and that's when Harvey comes back in to tell her how wonderful she looks. He's wearing this snazzy suit himself, of course. And she gets one final touch added to her in the form of a fancy necklace. And right in the middle of this lady putting it on her, this woman's voice changes and distorts. Oh no, Sue's feeling funny again, and there ain't no stabilizer to be found.
Right.
So she starts to cough, has flashbacks to Elizabeth's mangled body while out on stage they're testing lights and stuff, getting ready to go live. And she excuses herself and walks backstage, hacking the whole time. That's when she walks back into that Shining bathroom and coughs out a fucking tooth.
Right, dude, right. Right in the fucking front, too. Oof.
Yeah, man, she picks it up out of the sink like, what the fuck? She glances back up at herself like, maybe this is okay. Could just be one of the backs. Oh, no, fuck, it's fucking front and center.
Right.
It's a tooth like right next to her incisor. But she looks doofy as fuck, like she's got a set of those Bubba teeth in or whatever.
Them Bubba teeth.
And she starts to cry, of course. Everything's ruined. She's starting to literally fall apart. And that's when she grabs the tooth next to it and yanks, and that motherfucker comes right out too. The visuals get more striking the further she goes on. Like, she pulls another one out. Like, bitch, stop. You might have been able to save it if you stopped at the one, but now there's definitely no hope. But the picture of her looking at herself in the mirror, and she's, like, smiling all wide to look at the teeth, it's so fucking unsettling, dude.
Right.
An assistant knocks to tell her they need her on stage to set the lights, and she looks at herself in the mirror again, stifling a scream. The guy knocks again, but that's when she has an epiphany. She tells him, I'll meet you on stage, and goes to clean up the blood, and ends up running back to the dressing room, but gets caught halfway by Harvey. Oh, fuck, he's here with the network shareholders, who are all a bunch of old dudes eyeballing her like a cut of choice meat, you know? He goes, they've been dying to meet you. Motherfucker, looks like at least 3 of them are just dying.
Right, yeah, they're pretty old. Everything okay?
She just stares back at them, not wanting to talk, and he's like, yeah, is everything okay? And she nods that it is, and he goes, great, so smile. Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, shit.
But she is clever about it. She does a pleasant closed mouth smile. And he goes, there we go, that's what we want. Pretty girls should always smile. Dude, stop yelling, Jesus. I'm standing 2 feet in front of you. I know your hearing might be going, you old fuck, but mine's just fine. That's when the dancing girls go running by in pink outfits and the gross old men chase after them. She takes her chance to run off. She goes to the elevator where she tries to push a button, but her fucking fingernail snaps off.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
The fingernails, shit, fucking gross, dude.
Yeah.
Then her fucking ear falls off, too.
Yeah, she fucking, like, lifts her fingernail the rest of the way off, and it's disgusting. And then the sound changes because... like, it's a lot more muffled now because her fucking ear peels off of her face right off her head.
Yeah, gross, dude.
She's reacting to this when another dude steps onto the elevator and she covers her ear and she can barely hear him ask if she's ready for tonight. And thankfully he leaves and she gets off on the ground floor hauling ass back home. She makes it to the bathroom and gets naked, pulling out that vial of activator fluid and a syringe.
So... where did she get a second one? I swear to God,
it wasn't a second one. It was still that same vial, which is the thing. I would have thought they would have only given her enough for one use, but she has a fair amount of it left in there. Yeah,
she must have just not used it all the first time, evidently.
Right, but now the idea is I'm gonna make a better version of Sue. Oh shit, called it.
Right.
She's like pleading to whatever higher power here. It's really sad, honestly. Not even this more perfect version of you is good enough now that you've abused it, and now you need a reset. So she injects herself with the fluid and starts screaming, "Please, come on," into the mirror until she falls over. And we see a recreation of the birthing process from earlier, and it goes into overdrive. Apparently, you cannot inject the activator into an already perfected version of yourself. We see lots of pupils and eyes start to produce. Her back starts to open up again like before, but now what comes out of it is an absolutely grotesque monstrosity.
Yes.
Blood and fluid all over the bathroom again. She finally stands up and looks at herself. It's a fucking shit show, dude. Like, think Toxic Avenger, The Fly, Society, fucking Mitten Spider from Leprechaun 4.
Mm-hmm.
It's just nightmare fuel.
Yeah, dude, there's like extra mouths and fucking
droopy
eyes.
skin all over the place, a huge hump on the back now, fucking random set of teeth in her chest, a weird double nose situation going on. Yeah, it's very basket case. Fuck yeah, it's hideous is what it is.
Like basket case, but obviously better effects because it's newer age, you know.
We cut to Elizabeth's original face, but oh shit, the problem is it's jutting out of Sue's back.
Yeah, what the fuck?
And it's like frozen in this agonized expression, and that's where we get a flashback to the casting directors from earlier. Looks like everything sure is in the right place this time. State your name, age, and measurements. And she tries to answer into the mirror, but it sounds like butt, dude. She's like fucking Sloth from the Goonies. She's like, And that's when we get one last title card referring to this new creature as Monstro Illicesu. She throws up a bunch of green shit again, but we cut back out to the living room where she sees her flowers in the billboard. Elizabeth's original body is still lying in a puddle of blood on the floor, and that's when she decides, fuck that, I will be starring in this New Year's show. She goes to the bedroom to pull the dress back on, right over Elizabeth's face, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Ugh.
She looks into the mirror like, look what a pretty girl I am. Meh.
Forget your earrings.
Yeah, I love the calming music here. She grabs an earring, but then kind of like doesn't know where to put it. Like, where's my fucking ear? Is this... Here's an ear. It looks like, is that mine? I don't fucking know. But she ends up shoving it into a random spot that I would call her forehead.
Yeah.
And she kind of like wiggles it back and forth a little bit.
Gross.
And that's when I noticed the extra eyes on her head and shit. What the fuck, man? Like, it blinks a couple times as Sue puts another earring in the ear that's arbitrarily next to that.
Yeah, watch your other eye. Careful.
Oh, man, what if she would have poked the eye out?
Right,
trying
that's
to
what I
get
was
the
watching.
earring? She tries curling her hair, and by hair, I mean singular, because there's
hairs.
one fucking strand on her head at this point. And to make it even sadder, it burns and pulls off when she puts the iron on it.
Yeah, the music gets real goofy here while this is happening, too.
Yeah, it's very calming, like harps and shit.
Right.
She walks back to the Elizabeth picture and starts to break it. Oh shit, what are we doing here? Her makeup and hair job weren't good enough, so now she's cut the face out of the picture to tape it over her own head and go to this fucking New Year's show like that. How does this keep getting worse and sadder?
Yeah, I don't know how.
She's so fucked up now that all she wants is the original version of herself back.
Right.
And I like how she's got the dress on, but it doesn't fit on her fucked up body, so there's a random tit poking out the front.
Ew.
Oh well. That's when we get a flashback to Harvey saying, pretty girls should always smile. And we cut back to Illicesu putting lipstick on the picture. And then she fucking Quasimodo's her way back to the studio, waddling her way up to the door, and that picture of Elizabeth's face is flapping in the breeze with every step.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
She opens the back door, and there's a tech standing there, and he goes, at last, we were starting to worry. Come on, hurry up, you're on in 5. So wait a minute.
Nobody notices anything strange
Yeah,
here.
you're telling me that this dude, this disguise tricked this guy? A fucking melting puddle of skin with a picture of someone else's face on it? That's Sue to you, my dude?
That's what I'm saying.
But
Something
she
don't seem right.
Yeah, she follows him in and starts to walk to the stage, past everybody lined up waiting to applaud for her. You're so beautiful, we love you. So clearly, yeah, this is some kind of hallucination she's conjured up in her mind, so as not to deal with the horror of reality at this point.
Right.
You'll always belong here. We could never do it without you. You're irreplaceable. All the things she wishes were true.
Right.
But we fade back to reality, and she's standing alone in that orange hallway, looking at the 2 pictures of her up on the wall. And we cut out to the stage where these dancing girls are standing around topless? Wait a minute, that's not how we do it here. It might be like that in France, but not here in the States.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I was like, what the fuck? All right.
We look out at the crowd where there are men ogling the girls, but there's another weird thing. There are kids here at this show, too. Like, there's one little girl in particular wearing a blue dress to kind of match Sue's, which how did she know that, by the way? But again, This isn't happening. There's not going to be tits on stage and kids allowed in the fucking audience. One or the other has to go.
Something seems off, doesn't it?
But Harvey's in the crowd telling the guy, the guys around him, they won't be disappointed. She's my most beautiful creation. I've shaped her for success.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Emphasis on shaped.
Yeah.
The lights go down and we start a countdown until we're live on air. The crowd cheers. The dancing girls are standing there in their first positions topless. Everyone goes silent. And that's when Monstro Elissasu comes to the front of the stage as fucking Thus Spoke Zarathustra plays, like from fucking 2001. Dan, 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 dan. Revealing this magnificent creation. And with grunts and labored breathing, she slides her way past these dancers. And when the spotlight hits her, the whole crowd is taken aback. Mm-hmm. All the dancers are holding their positions, but they're also looking like they're trying to hold back vomit, looking at each other like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, like, what the fuck?
That's when Elissasu smacks the mic a couple times to test it and goes,
I'm so happy to be with you tonight. I've missed you all so much.
And that's when her fucking face cover falls off, revealing the monster underneath. Everyone's all aghast, and she starts to spew another tit out of her fucking side mouth. What the fuck, man?
Dude.
Just a tit.
Titty on an umbilical cord?
Yep, just a random tit.
I don't know what the fuck's going on.
She coughs up some blood on top of it, and it falls to the ground. Finally, one woman stands up and screams, and another dude yells, "Monster!" The whole place erupts in chaos, literally her worst nightmare. Fucking like, kill the beast. Fucking, they're literally yelling, shoot the monster.
Yeah, freak.
Yeah. Everyone starts running, but she pleads,
don't be scared. It's still me.
Don't be scared.
Yeah, no, it's not. She goes,
I'm Elizabeth. I'm Sue.
And Elizabeth's face rips out of the dress, trying to say, like, no, it's me, motherfucker. She starts getting shoved around the stage by random dudes in the audience until she falls down and starts crying, staring up into the light. She tries saying, I'm the same, but that's when a dude runs up and whacks her in the head with a mic stand, and her head just fucking pops like a water balloon.
Yeah, dude. Ew. Like she exploded, kind of.
Covers this dude in blood. And then more starts growing out of the hole, another nasty, gnarly head.
Yeah, like she's regenerating.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Or maybe another version of herself is popping out to replace what was just destroyed, I guess. I don't know.
Fucking know.
But she tries to grab the mic again, but her fucking hand rips off, and the arm that's left starts spewing blood all over the crowd like a fucking fire hose.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Painting the auditorium in blood. The cuts in the music are extremely intense here, and we get some chainsaw sounds and metal music blaring.
Yeah.
Everyone, fucking guests, dancers, literally everyone is covered in blood now. People are falling down all over the place. And then finally, back to the audio of the casting guy. Too bad her boobs aren't in the middle of her face instead of that nose. Oh, hey, don't worry. She has both.
Yeah. I kind of lost track of what was even happening here. There's just blood.
It's
and
just
guts.
fucking chaos.
I thought people were getting fucking destroyed. Like, I thought everybody was getting killed. And then, no, you know what? There's just a blood geyser going on, you know?
Good old-fashioned blood geyser. We fucking, like, there are a bunch of lines repeating in her head. The casting director yelling next. Harvey saying, pretty girl should always smile, and telling her at dinner at 50 it stops.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of shots of boobs and butts being covered in blood here in the meantime.
Yes.
That little girl from before is just sitting there sobbing. Her fucking blue dress is now just dark red. Harvey's covered in it, fucking everybody. We get a cool overhead shot of Elissasu just spinning in a circle, spraying as much blood all over everything as she can.
Yeah.
She walks back down the hallway doing it there too until the whole thing is painted in a nice fresh coat.
Yeah, so the shining hallway got the blood too.
Yeah. And we cut to the monster running down the street until her leg literally just explodes out from under her.
Yeah.
And she falls down and blows up in a pile of blood and smoke and meat and fucking gross.
Yeah, dude. What the fuck even is happening?
The only thing that survives, it seems, is Elizabeth's face at first, which manages to control a gooey, lumpy bunch of skin to drag it back to her star, where we started on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. That's where she rests, unable to move any further, but at least she's got a nice view of some palm trees to die under. She hallucinates glitter and applause and fanfare to go out on. More flashbacks of her being cheered on, and it's so great.
Right.
But ultimately, she literally melts into the star, staining it red, until a street sweeper comes along and cleans her off the sidewalk, literally turning her into a washed-up star. And I thought it was interesting that her final form was kind of jellyfish-like, which at the beginning of the movie she told viewers that's exactly what they don't want to be on the beach. But yeah, man, she's all washed up. Cue the music. Here's a title card. Cut to credits. We're fucking out of here. What the fuck just happened?
Yeah, it got really fucking... It escalated.
Yeah.
You know?
in crazy fucking unbelievable ways, which guides us back to tell everybody about your theory here.
Yes. I mean, I literally was just waiting. Why didn't she wake up or something or die? One of the two. Everything was pretty believable at first until she got fucking T-boned. And then, you know, like I said, everything escalated though. So at first, all right, yeah, this is all pretty nuts. But by the time there's like another one coming, I'm just like, this has got to be fucking fake.
As if when she got into the car accident, maybe now she's in a coma, and the recent experiences of being fired, being told she's not good enough, this is the dream that she's having during the coma?
I think so, yeah, because like I said, everything just got fucking nuts. And then...
Well, what's miraculous about it is that nothing happened from that car accident. Not a broken bone, not a scratch, not a bruise, nothing.
It's like the first sign.
Yeah.
Well, nothing happened. She's totally fine.
Fucking how? In what universe?
And then all of a sudden...
Especially for an aging woman.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
An old lady gets in a car wreck. And then, especially the very next thing was that dude was right there with the substance.
Yeah.
Like right away. So it seems like, yeah, she should have woke up and it would have made more sense to me. Everybody at the end not realizing that that's not Sue.
Mm-hmm.
This big blob.
Right.
Fucking, you know, it's like all this, it just all seemed like, all right, well, it's ramping up. This has got to just be fake.
Right. Or, you know, if that is what's happening, that's her brain creating a different reality for herself.
Yeah, something.
You know?
For sure.
Man.
This movie was fucking great, though, dude.
Yeah, I fucking loved it. I mean, everybody else seems to have loved it, you know?
Yeah, wasn't it? It got nominated for a whole bunch of shit, but it won a couple, I think.
Yeah,
right?
So the Rotten Tomatoes on this one, 89%, pretty damn good. Critical reception, it premiered at the 77th Cannes Film Festival on May 19th, 2024, where it won Best Screenplay and was nominated for the Palme d'Or. So after premiering in the UK and in the States, it received widespread acclaim, particularly for writing, directing, special effects, and Demi Moore's masterful performance. This is Mubi's highest-grossing film.
Oh, I bet.
It also received nominations for Best Picture and Best Director at the Academy Awards, Critics' Choice and Golden Globes, and overwhelmingly, yeah, positive critical response on this from both critics and audiences, and rightly so. I was surprised about the budget on this one. It was only $18 million. Which seems low.
I mean, yeah. Is it cheaper to do effects without? Is
no
CGI more expensive?
Practical is definitely much more expensive and harder to pull off too.
Right.
But yeah, with that $18 million budget, we got a box office return of somewhere between 77 and 82 million. I haven't heard, and I hope I don't hear any talk of any sequels or spinoffs or anything, because I think this is a very well-contained story. There's so much about this movie that I didn't even get into because we just don't have the time. This is already a long episode. This is almost exactly the runtime of the fucking movie. I just looked over it. When I gave everybody the runtime at the beginning, I said 141 minutes. That's exactly where we are in this recording right now. So some might watch it and just, a bunch of titties and body horror and blood. And the fact that it's a fucking fever dream from start to finish is great. But the themes and imagery here are so fucking strong, conveying rejection, irrelevance, bullshit societal standards that make no damn sense, and yet we continue to shackle ourselves in the dungeon of, purposely reducing the quality of our own worth or our own lives, self-worth or lack thereof, allowing these things to affect and sometimes destroy relationships and self-image. Just a lot to unpack here. And we did the best we could in the time we had. Obviously, the gore's over the top. The body horror's top tier. Performances from Moore and Qualley and Quaid are outstanding. But here the star, I think, is Farge herself, writing a movie that allowed these people to tap into such a deep reserve emotionally and leave it all on the table, coming from a personal place of, a vulnerability. I love that the score and needle drops in this are incredible. It's an 80s movie made and set in the 2020s, basically.
Hell yeah.
Cinematography is incredible, especially with the use of camera tricks and special effects to get us to buy into things. And overall, I think this is an important movie, as wacky as it gets, to show us the dangers of falling into or perpetuating those stereotypes, allowing there to be societal standards, or allowing those to rule over us in a way that lowers the quality of our lives. Don't do it, folks. There's going to be a point where you realize you're mortal, you're human, and things aren't going to be the way that they always were before, and that's okay.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Like they say, in the meantime, be kind to yourself, take care of yourself, love yourself, or you're gonna fucking end up inside and out like Monstro Ulysses do. But I gave this a 9.5 out of a perfect 10 nasty hag fingers.
Oh, yeah. I agree with you, man. I gave this one a 9 out of 10. I would say one of the better body horror, newer movies. You know what I mean? By far.
Yeah.
It's fucking ridiculous. It's gross in more ways than one.
Yeah. I'm going to say this is a favorite of mine over the past handful of years for sure. I highly recommend you fucking check it out. It's streaming right now. Fucking buy it, add it to your collection. Tell people about it. Share this with people who may be experiencing, their own body dysmorphia problems or something. You know, right. It's like I said, it's a very good exploration of that and taps into a lot of things that are important for you to keep in mind as you're going through life, where you're going to be, breaking down a little more and more, both physically and mentally as time goes on. So just remember that that's okay. There's a life cycle and you're worth it. You matter. Don't be too down on yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
But that's going to wrap it up for this episode. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us. We had a great time. We hope you did too. And until next time, remember, dreams are fleeting. Only nightmares last forever. Follow your nightmares.
Kill her, Mommy. Kill her.
I bid you welcome.
Thanks for listening to the Cinebytes podcast. If you like what you heard, follow us on our socials at Cinebytes Pod on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and X.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, rate, and review. It really goes a long way in helping us reach more listeners.
You can stream the Cinebytes on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, and many more popular streaming platforms and YouTube.
Questions or comments? Suggestions for future episodes? Contact us at cinebytespod@gmail.com. If you'd like to support the show and help us make it a better product for you, subscribe at cinebytespod.buzzsprout.com.
Until next time, keep following those nightmares.
Domination needle. I didn't think it was going to be gross enough for me. Can't believe her titties were fake.
Yeah, what a bummer, right?